You don't like to share?
No, not on that kind of thing, because I want to put my own notes in there.
Oh.
Certain things I'll share with no problem. It's nice to be such a packed room.
Well, the chairs and everything out.
They're full, you just can't physically see their bodies. They're in a lot. No. Yes, I do. You'll be popping it? No. I think it's rude to sit and other people and sit down. No, I get some away.
So we're live.
Especially if the rhythm is complicated. That would make.
Oh, is this your last land divisions? Why is this?
Yeah.
Did you just give this to me, or is this something for yours sitting here?
No. I don't know if it was interesting.
Oh, yeah. It is.
That was nice and warm.
Florida's having snow too. They're not really taking every phone.
Right. They recorded it and then I just did it.
6 o'clock, we're gonna call the meeting to order, and stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You take roll call for these rules.
Zites.
Yes, here. Sorry.
Public comment will start at 6 o'clock. I think I'm not gonna read the whole spiel, because everybody already knows that. Yeah.
Okay. William Swartout, 16341 Brundage Road. There was an article in the Benzie County Record Patriot on 17th of January. During a January 13th meeting, the Benzie County Board of Commissioners, county administrator said her office was reviewing a parcel of land owned by Inland Township where a regional shelter could be located. I took the liberty to investigate this information. I spoke with Benzie County. They told me to look online and review the minutes. I spoke with Lisa with Grand Traverse County Administration and said that I've heard rumors Animal Control Office was going to be put in the corner of US 31 and Lake Ann Road. She replied to me, yes, they are in negotiations at this time. What I want to know, and I believe the taxpayers want to know, is if you are aware of this placement of a new animal control facility. If so, why have you not brought it to the attention of the township board or the township residents? If our township gives or sells this prime real estate to Benzie County or Grand Traverse County, we will be losing revenue for the township. This will cost the Inland Township residents in the long run. I oppose any action to sell or give prime real estate away. If required, I will personally inform the public and petition the board to block the sale of the prime real estate to any non-tax paying entity. People are complaining about how high taxes are now. We do not need to support Grand Traverse or Benzie County at the expense of the township residents. Information was out on this also in July of 2025. I found that. So that's my stand on, you have a good property out there. Could bring a lot of revenue. And yes.
Did you say Record Patriot?
Yeah,
Okay,
Benzie
well, I
County.
just want to make sure.
Yeah, Benzie County Record
Want to
Patriot.
make sure, okay.
And it was in the Grand Traverse Record Eagle also.
Is that the July one?
let me look
Okay.
right now. Oops, I don't want that one. I want that one. And it was, Benzie County Record Patriot, July 9, 2025. Benzie County is considering the possibility of regionalizing animal control services with Grand Traverse County. And then it goes into January 17th, Benzie County is looking to the possibility of regionalizing animal control shelter. So I specifically asked about US 31 and Lake Ann Road, and Lisa, she confirmed it. She said yes. She gave me a yes. She said, Benzie County said I could look at the websites and see it.
Where was Lisa from?
Pardon?
Where was Lisa from?
Grand Traverse County. I specifically asked her US 31 and Lake Ann Road, and she said, yes, they are in negotiations at this time. So that's my feelings about giving property away to people that aren't gonna pay us taxes. We'll lose revenue in the long run.
I have a question about that. I've not heard
Thank you.
anything about that.
Yes.
Who have they been talking to? They haven't talked to any of us. We own the property.
Right,
So who are they talking to?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That
So it'd
doesn't
have
make
to
any
be a board
sense.
approval to do it.
Yeah. Weird.
I've heard it mentioned, but other than that.
I haven't even heard it
nothing,
mentioned.
No paperwork, no anything.
And I don't get the Wretched Eagle anymore, so I don't get any papers.
Other public comment?
Seems how we aren't gonna be able to talk during budget, so, so in prior, I'm not standing up. In prior months, trustee Nelson reviewed items that were accomplished by the board, which is great to see the progress of the board's being taken care of and it's made. However, there's several key, very important items that are either started or suggested, and it continues to get either overlooked or ignored. These are just some of them. Your policies and procedures, you spent a lot of time sitting down, writing up new policies and procedures. Not only meant to mention that we spent thousands of dollars to Manor to help write these policies and procedures. Granted, the prior supervisor was the one that was gonna follow up on them. But when the new supervisor came in, the board should have informed him of where it was left and then a plan made of who's gonna follow through with it. The current policies and procedures are extremely outdated, and policies and procedures are very, very important to the board to use as a guide for your daily operations. Number two, a fire committee. At the May 12th meeting, it was suggested by the compensation committee that a fire committee be formed in conjunction with the finance committee to review policies and come up with a compensation plan for the entire fire department. Was brought up again by the treasurer at several meetings that nothing had been done. And now you're starting your budgeting process with no direction and only a guesstimate of what should be done. It was also suggested that the assistant fire chief's position be eliminated and the deputy chief be paid $25 an hour while acting as fire chief, not a base salary. Number three also was brought up that the assessor's computer should be placed on our network to help with some of the address issues. And suggested that he hold office hours in this building. And also the original contract was never finalized. Number four, it's been brought up several times that job description and employee evaluations. That's another very important item that needs to be addressed because it impacts the daily operations of the township and your budgeting process. Example, raises. Raises are something that each and every employee, including the elected officials, should earn and not just be given. And if they don't have a job description, how do they know what to measure up to? So again, they should be earned, just not given. They have to be held accountable for their work. Another item was the sale of the fire vehicle sitting out back, the ambulance or whatever it is. It was brought up that we were gonna advertise and sell it. No progress reports ever been given on that. Also, I was looking at different websites trying to see how I could improve ours. And I came across some that had some great features. One that I looked at, their minutes were detailed yet not wordy. And when I read them, I could tell exactly what took place at that meeting. And I didn't have to sit and listen to it online or anything. Just by reading that, it told me exactly what took place at that meeting. I think our minutes, as I was trying to go back and look for information about the cleanup day to put on the website, I wasn't able to really find what you guys discussed, what the cost was going to be. So I had to go back and listen to the whole meeting to figure out what you all came up with, because it wasn't a motion. You all just talked about it and I couldn't remember. So if there was a little bit better detailed minutes, it would sure help. Um, uh, so also looking at the packet this time, it was real confusing to me. And if it's confusing to me, I can only imagine with the rest of the residents. When you're looking at your sheet for your budget adjustments and amendments, it shows that you're moving money from one account to another account, but there are no account names. All it has is general ledger numbers. So I have no idea. Is it coming from the fire department going to the treasurer, or is it coming from Timbuktu going to Sally's house? You know, you don't know. Also, the letter from Brower, Mr. Brower shows that there's some enclosures. I couldn't find those on the website or in the packet. Um, Looking at your financial reports, there's some months we get the balance sheet reports and then some months we get an expenditure report. Can there be like more consistency so we can compare apples to apples from month to month? And when I was looking at those, there are several accounts that still are in negative. And I could see that budget adjustments, I went back and tracked that, so see that what they were, budget adjustments were being made. But the fire equipment fund still has a negative amount, and I don't see any budget adjustment for that. In your unfinished business, there's nothing in the packet for that. And I get that you guys all have it from a prior month because it was tabled. But from a resident looking online, seeing unfinished business, they don't know where to go looking for that information at all. I'm just trying to, make it simplified for everybody out there. Your wage and salary sheet is completely blank, except for the mechanic and the committee members. So are you saying that nobody's gonna get any pay? Because how, if we can't talk during budget, how are we to give any recommendations on that? Your salary resolution was also real confusing. Some had dates changed and others did not. I got lots of questions about the budget, but five that are top of my list were um, your cemetery sales. You're only budgeting $100 when each sale is $500, except for the residents at Inland Township Cemetery. So you don't even have anything budgeted for one sale. The meeting room in the Bendon rental is pretty low. Bendon has been rented out like sometimes 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the last couple of months. Uh, Governing body, other service charges. Why is that so high? Are we planning on continuing to use manner to get things balanced and put in place?
What page are you on in the budget?
Under governing body, page 2. Thank you, Dave. Also, salary increases. It appears that the clerk is the only one that is getting a raise. And my question would be why? As I stated earlier, raises should be earned and not given. We've been paying Manor almost as much as her salary to help get the general ledger balanced. And obviously, there's still issues if you have a negative balance in the fire equipment fund. And are the accounts balanced even through December at this point? We don't get any updates on that either. Elections, why are we doing our own elections here? It's been stated by MTA that they highly recommend partnering with other townships to save money. And I know other townships in Benzie County are partnering together to cut down on the cost. So why do we continue to brunt the whole 9 days of all of the elections? So there's other questions of budget, but those are my top highlights. And then now these things are sitting on the back desk, so we don't even have time to review these and I don't even know what they are. So maybe you guys can explain what that is.
Anything else? Any other public comment? All right, public comment is closed at 6:50. Approval of meeting agenda and where we.
Yeah, too many notes, I got. So, couple, I just have a comment here. So like in the past, we've already always included under the number 10 reports, whose reports are included. I think that it would be nice to have that kept up every month. Here's one. Okay, I would like to add, I guess I would like to add J under 9 action items. Approve hotel stay for MTA conference in Franken. Never approved that in the November minutes. It's not listed. And if we discover something that's not listed that costs money, we have to go back and approve it. For Ted. It was 9J in the November minutes. Or I'm sorry, 9G in the November minutes. I discovered that looking for something for the budget process. So I know it's all the way back from November, but because I discovered it, we have to approve it. Yes, if I could. So I noticed in these minutes from last time, this, we put weird things, at least for how I read them. So we put to improve previous minutes with 2 corrections to 9F and number 12. We've never done that before. We've always listed what those changes were. And so then I had to go dig out my old minutes that I had already filed away to figure out what those were.
Let's talk about that under the minutes under number 7A,
With this, we were just talking about minutes, so.
meeting agenda.
Meeting agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got lost
Okay,
in my own notes. Yes, we can do that.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Motion carries. approval of consent agenda.
I have a,
Oh, go ahead, Mary, I'm sorry.
I have a question on the payroll. I'm a little confused on page 2 of 3.
Wait. One quick question. 'Cause I don't know why, but my brain is, and if we pull it, are we discussing it now, or are we just pulling it to go discussion as we go down the line?
Well, I just have a question about the payroll. I'm not asking to approve or disapprove. I just have a question before we get
Okay.
going.
Okay. Okay, right, go ahead. I just wasn't sure, because I thought we pulled them and then we talked them about them in order.
Oh.
But I'm probably thinking wrong, so, sorry.
Well, I'm not understanding, the hourly rate. I know we pay Rosemary for the website and for being deputy treasurer. She said she didn't want any salary at that when we first were doing it, and then we approved like 150 hours for her during tax time.
We just approved 150 hours as the, as the deputy treasurer. But the issue so I asked her to track, and we're just tracking that separately. I asked her to track how many hours, because when she's doing payroll, or she's doing cash receipting, or she's doing hall rentals, those are not treasurer's duties. Those are all non-statutory duties. Deputy treasurer should only pay for treasurer duties, right? So she's doing those, I'm doing those. Technically, we're not, neither one of us would be getting paid. So she's tracking them kind of under the deputy treasurer, but that's not really fair to the treasurer's budget either. If you know what I'm saying? So we're putting money, the treasurer's budget for deputy pay should really only cover the time that she's in the office as the deputy treasurer. Not while she's doing website, not while she's doing payroll, not while she's doing hall rentals or cash receipting. Because none of those are our duties. Does that make sense? So there's a payroll, I believe on there, it's listed as payroll and other things. I mean, she's done those hours, so gets paid for them no matter what. But that's why we're just kind of breaking it down and tracking. Much like we used to track, Dayton's guys all get paid the same hourly rate. But we were tracking in the past whether they were doing station hours, whether they were doing run hours, or whether they were doing training. It's the same principle. They're getting paid that number of hours. It's just breaking it down to what they were actually doing. Actually, it is beneficial to us to budget that way as well, because if Rosemarie were to leave, for example, a new deputy for me might not be willing to do any of those side jobs. She also gets paid for doing the planning commission. They may not want to do any of those. So then we would have to figure out how we're gonna accommodate that. Are we gonna hire an office administrator? What are we gonna do? You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm still lost with why we've got hourly on there and payroll. Because payroll, I know you guys have to put in numbers for the payroll, but then we have a whole different company that's handling
Yes.
payroll. So I'm not.
So right
understanding.
now, there's more hours involved in payroll, and then hopefully that's gonna decline as we get further into it. So right now, like I've talked to a couple of the firefighters, and they said that it would be, right now for them, while they get used to the program, it would be very hard for them to punch it. Because
I mean, punch it.
to punch in, because they literally have to punch in for the whole
Oh,
payroll system
okay.
timekeeping program to work.
Okay.
They told me it'd be really hard for them to punch in. If it's early in the morning, they get woken up on a call, or if it's just like a big, something on the radio that really sets them off, right? To excitement, whatever. And so I asked them to, for now, while they get used to it, just to please make sure you punch in. Because then I have a way to track you down. I know you missed a punch, and say, hey, what time did you get here on the call, right? So then I know that they were there that day. I just know that I'm missing a punch. So I have something. So right now, we are doing a lot of manual entry of punches while people get used to doing that. And also, we're doing a lot of research and fixing stuff still from the past. Like last month, we just got done doing 1099s. And with them. So we're putting extra time in with payroll for the end of the year. We're putting extra time in while we get people trained on the punches. So I don't know
So there's
if
an
I'm answering your
educational
question.
thing going on there.
Right. So hopefully the goal is that those costs go down as we get people using the system properly. And, those costs of how long it takes for us to enter those. And also because you're the one, if I remember correctly, who asked that we make sure that 2 sets of eyes are on there. So Rosemary and I have created a system that if she enters the information, for instance, I have land division papers in here, right? So if she enters those into the system, when she gets everybody entered for that month, then I take all those documents and I go back in and I just double check to make sure she didn't miss anything. So that there's 2 sets of eyes and we don't have errors. I mean, we can stop that process because I'm doing it on my own time for free.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering, because I wasn't understanding. And then I have one more question.
Okay.
On page 3 of 5.
On the payroll place? Okay.
Yeah. What is LD meet?
Land division meetings.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, because it was gonna take me a minute to think of what that was.
Okay.
But my trusty assistant would have known. Thank you. All right,
Okay.
does that answer your question?
Yep.
And then just so everybody knows, we have a letter from Jim Brower for correspondence. There's 2 attachments stapled to that. Those were the ones that were supposed to go with last month's meeting or last month's letter, just so everybody knows what that is.
Okay,
Okay.
and so, so you did Jim's, so unpaid bills.
That's on number 7,
Oh, I thought we were just
not
reading them
consent
off.
agenda. Well,
Oh, you're right, I'm sorry. It's confusing because it looks like it's still part of that. And there's not a space between
Yeah.
them, so I think I always think if put a space between there, then I won't
Yeah,
think it is for
I'll put a note on here.
And
So,
on the prepaid bills though, there is, when I did look at that, it says mileage to DC, like $2,000. What is that? Right here.
Planning commission.
SRP Design Studio mileage to PC meeting on 12/15, 2,500
I believe what that should have been was, / to divide it mileage and, okay. But what it is it's she charged, her paper said mileage and it's for the planning commission, their master plan thing.
So for Sarah.
It wasn't just,
So it's a monthly charge that she's doing for the master plan.
yes.
That's a lot of driving.
Yeah, no, that should have been a slash. Cause that explains, cause somebody's like, getting included for mileage.
Do we want to approve these one by one or can we?
Well, it's a consent agenda, we approve it all together, or we pull out what. And since those were the
Okay.
questions you guys
Yeah.
had, then
Okay, I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
second.
Discussion. You can take roll call, please.
Nelson excused. Miller,
Yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, and it's
Yes. 7A, we have the approval of, for previous minutes, January. I think the one correction, and maybe I'm mistaken, but, for 9C was overnight stay.
Mhm.
I didn't see that out.
Yeah, we did approve.
We
Overnight,
did approve it, yeah.
overnight stay for the networking, but I think you said.
No, they're booked at the resort itself. They're not booked for their host hotels, which they have shuttles to.
Gotcha, okay.
But the hotel itself, right, to stay right at the resort, booked like in a day.
I'm sure.
Yeah. They opened it on the 27th and I called on the 2nd and it was already booked.
Okay, so it needs to be added at network evenings and hotels.
Hotels
Hotel fees
for-
for networking needs to be added in
Yeah,
there.
networking.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna add something.
No, it's not as part of that, so I really
Okay.
can't.
Move to approve the January 12th minutes with the addition.
I'll second. Any discussion?
Because we're talking about the MTA conference, I'm gonna sneak this question in there. So we approved to attend the MTA conference. There's a pre-conference that's on Monday. And I was reading through them, and so I don't know if that's technically, is that
Yeah.
approval? Okay,
It's always
because
good.
there's a class that, it's the one class that allows the treasurer to answer. If somebody asks me if somebody asks me on the phone their taxable value, I can't give it to them. I have to send it to them in an email or put them in touch with their assessor. I can take this class that gives me a certification that allows me to answer that question.
That's the Monday classes, so
It's
it's
one of the
part
Monday
of their
classes.
conference.
Okay, I just wanted to make confirm before I
Yep.
booked it.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Unpaid bills.
Did not get a chance to come today, so I don't know that anybody's reviewed them. Did you review them?
Yep. Right before the meeting, I got here about 15 minutes ahead. You didn't look at them? Yeah, these. Oh, I need to look at the checks?
Checks and invoices is what they do.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
No, I didn't do that way.
I
just
can do
did
it real
this.
fast if you would like. We can't really approve them without somebody checking them. Or I can throw them to Rosemary out there in the audience. She does a better job. Rose can't sign them without being,
Can't sign them until we approve
right,
them.
until we approve them, and we can't approve them until we view them. I'm getting my papers back.
It doesn't matter. I just have them separate, 'cause that way they don't get mixed up.
Thank you. I make a motion that we approve the unpaid bills. Check.
Number 15,942 through 15,955. The amount of 15,468.74.
I'll second. Discussion?
Miller? Yes. Zelinski?
Yes.
Yes, I.
Yes. Motion carries. Financial report.
I have a question on the report. I know that sometimes the general fund can be different between the clerk and the treasurer, but there's, according to my calculations, there's $1,088.01 difference between Teresa's number and
Oh.
Rose's number.
The general ledger's not balanced yet, so there's some differences that are probably in there. There's, that still have to be balanced out to do them, but we can look at them and try to figure out why exactly. I don't know offhand what's in that fund to do that. There's another issue.
Oh, I just printed that out.
Fund number, is it, Mary?
It's not. Oh.
It's just the general,
Cash checking.
yeah, general, and then I
What
had,
are you comparing it to?
I just printed it off for I didn't. 'Cause
Oh,
She usually
okay.
wants this paper.
Oh, okay.
So it might have been at a different.
Yeah, so if there was an interest posted, for example, in
Yeah.
between me printing this and her printing, or that
that's
for
why they can
you,
be different.
it's gonna
yeah.
be
I know they
different.
can be different. but-
Yeah, so that's why it's gonna be different. You would have to,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
an interest, $2.76.
but there is, I noticed on here when I was reviewing the stuff for the budget, I was comparing things on here to the budget. And in the 402 fund, in October, I think the actual adjustment was made in November. We corrected this one, and I don't, it's not reflecting on here, so I'm just wondering if it was done backwards. We took $15,000 out of Michigan class and moved it to check, or to the cash checking account. Because in October, when we first looked at this, the cash checking was at a negative balance. And Dayton also said he was gonna be spending something out of that fund, I believe. Yeah, so we need to get that fixed because Michigan class balance should be 14,951.78.
Say that again, 14,000.
951.78, that's what the Michigan class balance is to. And the cash checking should be 17,676.57. So basically, you're subtracting 15,000 from one and adding it to the other. We just moved it.
Okay, give the second number again, please. 17,000 what?
676.57.
Yep.
76.57. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Move to approve the financial reports.
Yeah, I don't know what date you emailed me that. I'll second.
Yeah, way back, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because then Ted.
Yeah, it was done.
I didn't see it, and then Ted
Yeah,
emailed you and asked, and you said it's just showing in through here, it's not an actual.
yeah, but then when I noticed it on here, I don't know why I didn't notice it before. I was like, oh, something must have been done backwards because that's why you guys asked, because it didn't show through on here.
I was
There's
just
no
looking at that
second.
too, going that.
I second it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear us.
To be honest, I just saw.
Do we have any discussion?
You started bringing it up.
No, usually I get a thing saying that you did that, but I didn't get it.
You did it.
I didn't move I didn't
It was way back in November, and October and November aren't balanced yet, so you probably
No,
didn't recognize.
With the audit, I haven't done that yet, but
Oh, I got you, okay.
Friday I have, that's what we're gonna take care of Friday.
Okay, it's no big deal, it's probably, because I cleared it out of the check thing, but I didn't go back and look at it, so I know it was done.
Yeah,
It's just, if it's not reflecting on here, it was done backwards. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Any other discussion? Take roll call, please, Rose.
Miller,
Yes.
Nelson excused. Ward, yes. Sights,
Yes,
Linsky.
Yes.
motion carries. Unfinished business, fire department equipment millage. Courtney hasn't got back to us yet, so we don't have the resolution to approve or not approve.
What is the deadline for that to be done by?
Gotta be done by
What I have, on the last agenda. I thought this was May 12th or something. Just have to find the agenda. Last one.
Oh, that's
But-
okay,
But it's May, I think it's May something.
okay,
If I remember
I'll
correctly.
just put May question mark.
It's hanging up behind my desk.
action items. We have poverty exemption policy and guidelines resolution 2026-01.
This is what Board of Review is going to
Yeah.
base
Use.
their stuff off of, so.
Do you want me to refer to this as resolution number as printed up in the?
Resolution number 2026.
I move that we approve resolution 2026-01, the poverty exemption policy and guidelines as presented.
I'll second.
I honestly don't know the answer to this, and didn't, haven't looked it up. All right, I know that these are the federal guidelines. Do we have to use the federal guidelines? I'm just curious.
I think we do.
We do have to, okay. I just was
Yeah.
wondering if we had to, or if we can amend by them if we vote on it. But, I mean, just curious. Anybody knew that for certain?
Any other discussion?
It does have to be roll call.
Okay.
Nelson excused. Miller,
Yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Ward, yes. Sights.
Yes. Motion carries. Salary and wage schedule 2026-2027.
Are we gonna go down these one by one? Is that the plan?
And do we have anything that says what they were the previous year? Because I couldn't find things at home that told me what.
Well, I left them off because last year
They got too confusing with them on.
it got confusing, so I took them off this year, and now people are complaining about that too, so,
I'm
you know,
sorry.
anyway. I figured
So the,
fire chief knows what his guys were paid, so he's gonna do that, and Teresa and I know what our deputies are taking care of. And so I figured we could work that, if that works, and.
But we don't
But it's got
know.
an easier way, then please.
I printed out last year's. So I have some that we can go by, but I think there's, might have been some,
So I think the supervisor, clerk, and treasurer and trustees,
24,000.
we won't do those because we have resolutions that we have to do for those anyway. But we can put them on this afterwards.
I'm taking a pay cut according to last year.
Yeah, I saw that.
Last year I was listed as a pay cut.
Well, I saw somewhere else in our budget to look at, which is.
That's what it says in the
Aye.
thing too. is my salary in the budget.
That was before they,
I'm just
Before the
saying,
other
this
one
is
that
what was
happened.
online for last year,
yeah,
Gotcha.
or for. Oh, wait, you are too, so I don't feel
yeah,
so
that's
bad.
because you guys' pay didn't happen until after that was.
Right,
done.
we went, that, you and I, not you technically, but your position went over to almost, over 3 years, I think, without a raise. Mhm. So.
Oh, can we go back then to the salary resolution, to the poverty exemption resolution, please? So that the supervisor may declare it adopted.
You have to
Oh,
declare.
oh, we did, that, okay.
Okay. We'll go back to A, poverty exemption policy and guidelines resolution. I supervisor declare the resolution adopted.
Okay, that's all I need.
And then do I have to sign it?
No, okay, so,
So we're gonna start at assessor,
right, and
but we don't really have
We-
to do him because
we
he
don't.
has a contract.
And they're also governed by something else.
So
So
we're gonna say he stays at 6,000.
He stays at, yep,
what is it?
assessor.
What does the contract
His
say?
6,000 a year, which is 500 monthly. Currently, the zoning gets $750 a month.
$750 monthly,
Mm-hmm.
and yearly would be,
9,000.
thank you.
So are we gonna? That's. Okay, so,
Oh, wait, he does
Um,
deserve a raise.
I don't know, it seems like there's been a lot more land divisions and,
well, he gets paid to do the land division.
Yeah, but he truly has been,
well, he has like.
Per meeting,
Right,
so,
but a
so
lot.
we can't do that, but as far as his salary, that's something
Right.
different we can do.
Right now he's
he truly does try to call every single
we
person
know-
back
we know, I
every
know.
day, and
He
he's
does
get
a
his
good
calls
job.
every single day. So,
Yeah,
but I am not, I'm gonna abstain from that because I don't feel like I
Right.
should vote on him.
So I think that we should raise his pay if you guys think that's fair by 5%.
How much does that come out
That
to
would be-
monthly?
Annually would be 9,450.
Divide even? Good.
787.50.
What was their salaries? 9,000?
450.
450, okay. Are we gonna vote on these one at a time or vote on them all at once?
We usually vote on a schedule all at once.
Okay.
Janitor,
But I think that should probably just stay the same, it's 150 and 250.
150 and 250 for what?
250 for this building, 150 for the other building. Per month,
So it's 400
per month.
per month?
Mhm.
They are broken down by the buildings for their
Yes,
budgets, but
150
yeah.
and 250. Mike's been doing light enforcements too, hasn't he?
He hasn't done any in the last few months. Well, everything's covered by the snow,
Right.
number one.
yeah,
And also he was hoping that the policy would be clearer because not being able to please everybody. Middle of whether he's following the policy or not, so,
right.
but I don't know, that's not on last
He's
year's
paid
sheet.
hourly though.
For Blight,
for
he's
Blight.
paid, but I don't know what, that's not on here. I don't know from last year.
Enforcement blight officer, I think he's what, at 20?
$20 per
$20
hour
an hour.
per incident,
$20 per hour.
per hour.
But,
per
and
incident.
his mileage, $20 per hour and his mileage.
I don't think he's ever even billed mileage,
I don't
but we
think
can
so
put that
either.
down, yeah. Mileage. You,
We can probably re-examine that come spring and
When
offer
a policy
pay
is
raise at that
created.
time.
Yeah.
I think you would be very hard, and I'm just saying this because of things that he has said. Like, there's some houses that he's not knocking on their door for
No,
20
I
bucks an
don't,
hour.
I wouldn't blame you.
He's not gonna go deal with because he
The
doesn't
Buckner
wanna
that's
get
down there
shot,
isn't gonna
right? Like,
get
so
some knock
that's
on
a
it.
lot, that's not worth somebody even driving to somebody's house, number one, with their own vehicle. No matter whether you pay them mileage, because
Well, I
retaliation with some of the people and possibilities like that is,
I
so it's a
remember,
ridiculously low rate of pay for anybody, really.
I remember a blight officer being accompanied by sheriff to go to some of these places,
I think Jim Weller had them go with him to Bendon.
probably.
Right.
Fire chief on call.
Ask him.
Oh,
Currently, he gets 1545 for your stipend.
Yeah, annually, I think, believe it's 18,540. That's annually.
oh, go ahead.
And with and payment and getting run calls too.
Correct.
I personally, and no offense, I think that we leave Dayton at that price so that that will force us with Dayton's encouragement to sit down and actually figure that out, because Dayton doesn't have a job description for what it says he's getting paid for the 18,540. Does that cover station hours? He said it doesn't cover run hours, but does it cover station hours? Nobody knows.
Yeah,
So
that was
we need
before-
to clarify
that was
this, and
before
we need to
mine
have a
Dayton's time.
policy and or a job description.
I was given a salary and told everything else right down the hours of.
Right. They established that when Dave Cutway was here.
So that's all I've followed.
So
I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying, you and I
if you
talked
looked at
about
my
it, yeah.
budget, I said to keep mine at the same. Also, if you looked at my budget.
But I think that we also need to concentrate on figuring and spelling that out in some kind of contract or some kind of job description, however it be done.
And I'm all for finding a reasonable rate and just doing a flat out salary. I'm fine with that.
And that would cover everything you do plus
That
run
would cover
calls.
everything,
including runs.
including runs. But we gotta find that rate out.
And then it just say something, like if we said that, right, like, would there be, and I don't know what the answer is, I don't know if that's a thing, because you may go, and I know that never happens, right, but, it balances out, I realize that, but what if you say you're gonna include runs in there, and then you're like, well, I'm not gonna go on any runs anymore, I'm gonna let my guys get the hours, right, do you know what I'm saying? So is there a minimum number of I mean,
That's hard to do because I could say that I have to make 50% of the calls, but what if
right,
all
you
the
can't,
calls were
right.
during my time? No, and I go when I can go.
Right.
I do that now. I've
What
always done that.
percentage of calls, I mean, we could just negotiate all that later, but what percentage of calls would you say you currently go on?
About 50%. I can pull the actual numbers if that's what you want.
I'm just curious.
No, yeah, roughly right around 50% of the calls that I make at least.
Because I think it's important that we know that, right? Like if you go on 100% of them, right?
There's no way that I can make that.
Well, I know, but you know what I'm saying.
So for now, we're gonna leave it at the 18,540, which is 1,295 a month
Plus 15.
Plus run calls,
plus run.
That was 1545 a month.
15, no, you said 18,540.
18,540 is the
Annual.
Annual. Right.
divided by 12, it comes out to be like 15 something, I thought.
1540.
Maybe I typed in
It's
the
right
wrong
here.
number.
Dayton, 1545
Okay.
a
Yep,
month.
sure is.
And then we were taking assistant fire chief and calling him deputy fire chief.
It's the same position, it's the same thing. big departments have an assistant and big departments have an assistant and a deputy. The deputy doesn't take over, the deputy still comes to calls. It's not, it's not like here where if you're gone, she's in charge. Even if I'm, how do I?
Well, when
That position's always there and he still comes to calls and he still acts as a deputy chief when I'm still there too.
Right.
It's the chain of command system, the way that it's.
But when I very first started, the only people who went, we had a special meeting with you, me, Paul, and Mary, or
Correct.
not Mary, Sherry.
Correct.
I'm sorry, you weren't, I don't think you were there. I think it was just Sherry. They were the only ones that could go. And we hired an assistant just to cover your absences when you're during the, that was my understanding at the
No.
meeting. It was a temporary basis for when your mom was sick.
No, it was to make that position because I didn't have any other officer positions at that time. So me, if I had to go downstate and be gone, I needed an officer available. Because I can't do it all. So he does things for me as an officer. of the
Isn't he,
department.
okay, that's not the way I remember it, but it's,
Yeah.
and then, also, doesn't he work full-time as a chief at another station? How can he be part-time as a chief here? Is that a doable thing?
Absolutely. We have a firefighter that's on 5 different departments.
A couple of them are on several part.
Yeah, but that's not running the department. Like if Dayton had to go be with his mom for a month, he can't come here and run the station for a month. His assistant can't do
I
that.
can't do everything, but I can still do a lot of things not being here. I can still do stuff from downstate. I still get phone calls, I still get emails, I can still handle all that stuff. There's a lot of things that
I
go
did
on.
talk to,
I can't go on.
I'm just asking, cause it's
They could
a
need an officer.
pretty on-site position.
For,
And
And you
I
can't
talked-
direct guys when
So
you
I
can't see
talked-
the fire.
I talked to the, Northport, Assistant Fire Chief. He's a salesperson at Thomas and Milliken. Did say that he hardly makes any calls, but he's there if he's needed. You know, he can make it work, but he's like, you should have an assistant fire chief. is
Okay,
what he told me.
I'm literally asking, cause
So
like, I don't know
that's
how that,
somebody from a different
cause if they're there to direct guidance at a fire and they're full-time at another station, how are they gonna be here directing our guys?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
seems like that,
it's just like me, what if I'm working, right? What if I'm working and we get a call? I'm not here to direct it. What if he's working, he's not here to direct it, so the next scene, and it's broken up. Technically, whoever arrives first, it starts the command process, and then if, say, Chief Case from Interlochen comes, because they're coming to mutual aid with me, he runs the call. It happens all the time. I've ran a call in Green Lake before, because there's been no officer there to go. So, yeah.
I don't know how it works, that's why I'm asking.
I understand that's all worked out. It's the same way as me. I have a full-time job and here. Same way, that's Derek's full-time job there, and we're all part-time here. Same way with all the firefighters all have full-time jobs. Well, some of them have like 8 part-time jobs, but they got 8 part-time jobs at 8 different fire departments, and they work, duty shifts and running calls. Like the other day, one of them couldn't show up because he was working at Frankfurt. He was doing shift work at Frankfurt.
Do we want to call them assistant or deputy? Are they interchangeable words?
I don't know.
It was recommended by the committee to change it to
In a true big
deputy.
fire department, a true fire department, an assistant chief does paperwork, and a deputy chief is usually the tactical and out and about.
So what does
So
ours
that'd be
do?
more like
So the
Derek.
deputy.
He does both, same way with me. So it doesn't matter what you name him.
So do we want to keep him at assistant or deputy? It was
I
the
think let's just keep
recommendation.
him
from
at
the committee.
assistant.
Okay.
That's a play on words, really.
Sounds more important.
And how are we gonna keep his wage the same too?
I think so.
Yes.
And what is his?
I'll tell you in a second.
My paper said,
$7,416 annual.
was there a raise given somewhere between last year's budget and this? Cause I pulled this off of the last year's budget and those are not the prices that are in here. Did we,
There was a lot of, you pulled the pay off the budget.
well, was it done at the same time like this last year? I pulled it out of that same meeting of from last year.
I think it got changed halfway through with the.
When they had that committee thing or something, I don't know.
No, we didn't raise them
I
that
don't
high.
remember. I'm pulling this off of what the 2025-26 amendment budget was.
Oh, so they got, so we did this ahead of time of the budget and then we went ahead and changed them again at the budget?
18 months.
So I'm not for sure. That's been over a year ago or.
But this was in the same, this was in that same
7,416.
packet. That doesn't even make sense. Yeah. Okay.
618.
I'm just going by what the.
That was what was in the committee. That was the.
The year before, it says.
That's why I said that's confusing and that's why I didn't put numbers on this one because then it messes it up.
Make another column.
So we're gonna keep.
It didn't work.
Well, with
It's a
the
16,
current, yeah.
618 a month,
Yeah, I think we.
which is 7416.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
Are we
So there is
keeping
no
the
deputy
firefighters and EMT people the same?
So there's no
No,
deputy.
I was asking for a raise for them, because they haven't had a raise for 2 or 3 years, I believe.
Oh, they just got a raise.
He was asking.
Been a couple of years.
We just evened them, their rates all out when we started the payroll company, because they had different pays for different things, and we raised them and we just evened them all
What we
out.
changed was the station hours is what we changed. We didn't change their rate. For multiple years, it's been $22 for if you had both licenses.
So firefighter with EMT, EMR was $22
Fire and
an hour,
EMS.
and he wants to go up to 25 an hour. They have to have both licenses.
Okay.
But what if they only have one license?
They're getting paid 18 now to 22.
So you would like it to go to 22?
From 15 to 17.
15 to 17. Station hours, which is in-house.
Which is the same.
Station hours.
It's the same as what they're really getting
And what is
paid
that?
for their
Depends
whatever
on what they are.
training level is.
Okay, so if they're a probie, they're only getting $17 an hour.
Right,
If they're an EMT with one license, they're
yeah, I got
22.
that, but
Okay,
in-house is,
that's what I'm saying. If a probie is here, they're
oh,
doing
it's still
17 an hour.
17.
Right.
Gotcha.
Based on training level.
Yeah. based on-
License, maybe? Because it's
They-
not their
right.
training, they have a license, right, certificate?
Certificate.
So based on their rate of pay. is
Based
how I'm
on
gonna put it.
certificate.
They're-
If they have a fire and
Based on
EMS.
certification. Based on certification.
Okay,
And you'll let us know when that happens.
When they switch, absolutely.
And when somebody's on probation and they get off probation, you are gonna let us know?
That's
Absolutely.
what she just
Okay.
asked.
Oh, I didn't hear her, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't hear a background noise.
There hasn't been really any since I think you come along. I think there'd been.
But we have somebody on probation, we keep worrying that we're not moving them up. That's why we're asking.
There's only one technically.
He's still in
that's on
school, yeah.
probation. He's in school.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, he's still in.
It just seems like he's been there the whole time we've been doing it, so it seems like
Fire
normally
school
30 days is fire.
Fire school
probation.
started in November.
Okay.
So, and he came on, I think in June or something like that, May. Yeah, May. So.
Just wanna make sure he gets his raise and that don't miss it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I understand.
Hourly wages, all others.
There are no others.
Okay.
So we can cross that one off.
Deputy clerk.
like to go up to $18 an hour.
She is.
Purity is at 18? Well, she wasn't. We had to back pay her but we voted last year to move her to 18
Right,
and which
because
didn't
in
get.
May I didn't have access, that's right, because in May I didn't have access to payroll. So I couldn't make any changes to anybody's wages in May, so.
So we're leaving at 18.
Yeah. Unless we want to take our deputies up to 20 an hour.
I'm not opposed to that.
That's what I've already written.
Rose is already at 20 an hour and honestly, if we want to give both of them a raise, I don't have a problem with that. I think we should give. I don't know. Rose, that's an awful lot and she's almost can fully 100% do my job. I think that's valuable. I think that's worth a little bit extra.
Okay, so let's put the deputy clerk, I think, at 20.
Okay.
And can we move Rose to 22? Rosemary,
21, 21.50, do I hear that?
24, 25?
I'm good with 22.
Because that's what they are right now is a $2 difference there, so.
Election chairperson,
Who would that? Oh, okay. That's Rose.
Like them to go up to $20 an hour and the inspectors to 18 an hour.
Um, just out of curiosity, and I don't care which pay you choose, but are some people a chairperson part of the day and then an inspector part of the day? Because if so, for payroll purposes, it'd be really beneficial to make them just
Generally
both
not.
$20.
Generally not. My chairpersons, I usually have
easier, I should
two.
say.
I have two co-chairs, so that way they can, break up the day. So that one is half a day and the other's half a day.
So for instance,
Or like Mary Do will stay the entire day. And sometimes she will be chair the entire time.
well, so your deputy, for example, she is,
My-
what's her position when she's here for elections?
My deputy is only here as an election inspector. When she
So when she
works the
comes as an
elections.
election inspector, she's making $2 less than as the clerk.
Mhm.
So it would be easier for
That's-
payroll purposes if we,
Well, she has separate time, she has a separate time card for elections.
but she's gonna have to punch in for elections now going forward.
And she's aware of that because she has to punch in as deputy for that.
I don't want her to have to punch out as clerk if she comes in,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? And then
How are you
punch
gonna
out.
handle all of my inspectors then? Are they all gonna have to punch in or do you want a time card for them? That's what we'll have to
Well,
discuss.
the board will have to decide that, I guess. Either way, they have to be terminated after every election and then rehired in the payroll system. Because they lose, because that's what stopped the ESTA
Yes, that's
and
true.
keeps tracking it. So there's some things there. I mean, that's not my decision. That's the board's decision. To me, I don't really care.
is there a problem paying them the same wage?
That's what I was thinking for simplicity. Yes,
I don't know. Just asking, I don't.
I don't know
if
either.
One job's harder than the other.
Yeah, one has more responsibility than the other.
Okay,
That
so then
your
it wouldn't-
chairperson
yeah,
has
so then it
more
wouldn't be the same.
responsibility than.
But
the
if you want to
inspector.
pay them all $20 an hour,
And-
I mean, that's, we're
Kim-
discussing, I'm open.
Okay, I don't necessarily want to pay them all, but if you have somebody, I mean, because we don't have to pay everybody the same, right? Like if you have two people that are your main election chair
Yes.
people, and they occasionally fill in as an inspector, those two people, I'd like to just keep at the $20 an hour. Does that make sense?
Right, because that's
Make it
like
easier.
me, if an emergency happens, that's why we appoint me as an inspector in case of emergencies. That if something happens, then I can come in when one of my inspectors gets sick until another one gets here. But I only get paid the $18. Get paid the lower salary, the lower wage, because I cannot do anything else but be an inspector.
Okay,
The chair people, that is a specific designation.
okay. So we'll do the chairperson at 20 and then
Inspectors at 18.
at 18.
Mhm.
Okay.
Who is our mechanic again?
Mike Johnson.
And we filled him in, you want him to earn $26 an hour?
Do a pay rate for your stuff too.
I'm sorry?
So it depends on what he does, because he used to do maintenance on the generator. The generator's a township asset, and it would go to, the bill would go, or he would be paid by the township, out of the township fund and not the fire department fund.
How often does
Does
that
the
take
gen-
place?
Does the generator fall under more
It's a long
mechanical?
time. That generator really needs to,
Okay.
Normally generators and.
Boy, I need to know when that takes place.
it should be, but it
We
really
need a
hasn't.
new generator.
Yeah,
Technically, yes.
yeah, so I don't think we have to worry about that.
Yeah,
So
All right,
let's
let's
just
not worry about
replace our
that.
generator.
But yeah, generator for here is expensive because of the four.
I don't know if anybody even knows how to use that thing. It's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
And every time that we've used it and flipped it, we've had a problem. It's blowing a few fuses and stuff in my apparatus. And the last time, I think that's why the circuit breaker went on the furnace 2 years ago. That we had to replace the whole circuit breaker in the furnace.
Did we turn the generator on during that?
Yes.
Yes, because we had a storm and we lost power.
Oh. Why do we need to, is there something that absolutely has to be kept on?
Well,
There's transfer
So,
switches and all kinds of stuff that you gotta know.
open up those doors.
I'm just,
I'm just saying, yeah.
yeah, they're plugged in.
So manually opening up that door takes me almost. 5
Okay, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that chain, it's kind of weird because you actually have to pull a safety thing
Yeah.
and then do this. And
I didn't even think about the door.
About this far with like a full rotation.
Okay, I didn't even think about that. That makes
And
sense.
do you want your camera still on? So if somebody knows that that power's out, they can come in and rob the place or whatever. So there's lots of different things and you have that. If there's a big ice storm or whatever, do you want to make this a warming shelter or
Right.
have your citizens come here and
Right.
we have all this extra money?
We're
I
going
think we need to.
to.
Plus that generator doesn't switch automatically. Somebody has to come up, start it, and then switch it, where new ones, they start automatically.
Yeah.
10 seconds and
And,
it's in.
that one's ran on diesel, not by
Natural
Okay.
gas.
gas. That one's we got that one.
Okay, we got the picture. Moving on.
So mechanic, then we're doing recording secretary.
These are their current pays. Are we keeping them there?
What are the
Yeah,
current pay?
these are the,
Oh,
what
80.
they're already doing,
Yeah.
then we'll just keep them there. Yeah, that's for all the commissions.
Yep.
Right.
And mileage, this is what the new
That's
state.
the new federal.
Oh,
We
that's
do not
federal.
have to do that. We can set our own mileage if we want.
We've always gone by the federal. I think that's fair.
I
Yeah.
think
And
that's
we
good.
we've made the decision to do the per diems based on what the federal guidelines are as well. So I think we should keep that there.
I know we're not supposed to interject, but you're paying for your recording secretaries and all that. Are you gonna add parks commissions to this? Seems
I
like
got
you
that
guys
on the
have
bottom
been-
of my list already. I've got some additions at the bottom of my list.
When we go in
Yeah, and
there.
that all needs to be figured out.
But what is it?
It's a federal guideline.
I have a question.
You have to go
Federal.
online, and
Oh.
you go online and you can see, so that if the federal says this is how much it is to drive to Grand Rapids and stay at Grand Rapids for this thingy.
Oh, so it's not a set thing.
Correct.
The per diem is based, if you follow the federal guidelines, so a couple of years back, maybe last year, we switched to that because that's what they recommended at MTA. Matter of fact, I ran across that magazine the other day. So we were paying $60 a half a day for you to take time.
Yeah.
So even if your office hours, if I was scheduled to be here in this office on Wednesday, although technically we don't get paid for office hours, but I was scheduled to be here and I said I was going to a class that was all day long. I would get paid $120 just for my time of being at the class.
Okay.
MTA does not recommend that, number one, because you should want to know your job and do training to know your job. And also because Per diem is, there's a definition of per diem. So it's to pay for your food and your expenses while you're at a class. Remember, we had this last year
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
the thing. So if you were to go to a 8 to 5 o'clock at night class and they did not feed you, there are federal guidelines for what it should cost you to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in every major city in the US. And that is what we would pay you. We'd look up, if you went
Okay.
to Grand Rapids, we'd go to Grand Rapids, we'd see what the per diem for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is.
Okay.
That's what you'd get paid. And then if you chose to go to McDonald's and have a dollar burger, you get the rest of that money. If you chose to go have $100 meal at a fancy restaurant, you pay that difference.
Okay. I didn't
So
know
that's
it
a
was
federal guideline per
specified
diem.
for each
It is.
place.
All the
Good
major
grief.
cities are listed on a federal chart.
See what I missed by not having computers? Okay.
Well, I did the budgets at Interlochen, so I had to know all that for when we had guests that I arranged to come in. And yeah,
Crazy. Okay.
So we're on a FOIA.
so FOIA, I believe currently I was at
25.
20 $20 an hour, and
Stay at 20.
you can, I wanted to make the same as my deputy. So 22, but I have never billed for it. I do it occasionally all the time and I've never billed for it.
So 0.
We've never billed for anything.
Well, I think we have to put, you can put 0, but
No,
put
I-
it there. I
I-
think we do
I
have to
think we
put it
should.
there for the same purpose. If somebody else takes over doing it,
Right, I think we
you
gotta
wanna
put some
pay.
dollars there, so.
That's
22 an hour,
We want, yeah.
20 or 22?
22. I'm only saying that because that's what our highest paid deputy and office person is, so it just seems fair.
Because when you do a FOIA, when you do certain things, you can charge for the person doing it at based
Yeah,
on
we
part
can't
of the wage.
yeah,
And
charge people if we don't have a listed.
the lowest, the person, the deputy treasurer could do it at $22 an hour, so should be charged $22. It just make it easier for accounting type
Yeah.
purposes.
Okay, so accounts payable is next, but according to MTA, there's one tiny portion of doing accounts payable that is not a statutory duty, and I don't.
Signing the checks is the only statutory duty.
Prepare, because depends on who you ask and what you read, because there's several
Because
places
that's
where
where our
it contradicts
statutory
it.
duties are, we're required to sign the checks, both of us.
But it also is because the clerk is responsible to do record keeping and make sure that the bills are part of the record, so maintaining those records of putting an account number on those and making sure they get filed under the account number.
Right.
That's also really technically the only part that it isn't justified under being a statutory duty is the manually putting in the dollar amount in the keyboard
Basically,
of what a check is and the name. So that's your 2 seconds on a check to enter a name and a thing. So really, there are none that I learned of when we did the salary committee, and also from talking to people at MTA and local other people
but
in
anybody can do.
positions. No, well, anybody can do certain portions. They could enter, so like if
We
we
have to
have
fit-
this bill for Quill, for example.
Right, we have,
Quill's already listed in the server, so like if you
Yeah.
wanted to pull up Quill and you enter the dollar amount we
just-
owe them this month,
do this.
Rose has to put the account number
Put
on
this
that
there.
bill.
And then,
Rose has to sign that check. Rose really is the only one who can print that check. So the only basic thing that is non-statutory is enter the dollar amount of a check. So it's complicated because, but then, and this is all stems from back in the day when they
So do we
didn't
have
have
to have a
computers.
dollar amount to that?
No, we don't, because we don't have it outside, because there's really no pay. There should really be no
So
pay
we can
about it.
scratch that one totally?
Unless Rose has a major argument, because I don't believe, I have a major argument to why it shouldn't be paid independently, but she may have one of why it should. We hired somebody in the past to do it because it wasn't, and so we were going, the clerk said at one time she wasn't gonna do it anymore. She didn't believe it was her statutory duty. We did hire somebody, they stayed a month, we did pay them, so we put a time in there,
okay,
but we've
so
gone back.
what about, let's go this way.
Mhm.
When the clerk isn't available to write checks. The deputy clerk has to write those
Right,
checks.
same,
It's the same as the statutory,
it's part of statutory.
but then they may look at it as, this isn't part of my job.
Well, then I guess accounts have to wait a day to the next day you're here.
So I
Because if
just-
my treasurer, or if my deputy treasurer
See,
says.
we have to play
She
devil's
doesn't have
advocate on certain
distribution,
things
right.
sometimes.
But if she says distribution, because it was a long time before I got her fully trained on that, right? Like if she said, that's not my statutory duty, I just want to help with taxes, because that, my old deputy didn't want to do distributions, right?
Well, since
And
it's very little amount of money and the deputy clerk makes $20 an hour, to save a long conversation.
She's getting paid $22
Let's
an
just-
hour anyway. So if she's
No,
here
she's getting paid
working,
20.
oh, well, if she's getting paid $20 an
18.
hour anyway, you can tell her what to do as her boss. And even MTA says you can assign duties outside of statutory duties to your
Yeah.
clerks and to other employees.
So we can.
So there's no
scratch
real
that.
argument to pay her additional money to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah, so we can scratch that one.
I believe so.
Long story short.
Long story short.
okay.
Okay,
Now,
Payroll.
I would argue that we add cemetery. So
we had what?
that we add cemetery as a separate pay, just like FOIA. Like there, that is not a statutory duty. Nowhere, anywhere is it a statutory duty cemetery.
Since
So if
2012.
Rose
it
sits
has not
down,
been statutory.
if Rose sits down with residents on her own free time for 2 hours to discuss what cemetery plot they get or they want, or what ones are available, she is donating her time to do that. No, none of us can make her do it. It's not a statutory duty. I feel she should get paid to do that. So I'm just trying to type. It is literally listed on my list. I'm trying to be fair. And also, this was a main focus of our salary committee when we had it in place, and unfortunately, Jim's not here to verify this because he was the major chair of that. I'm talking Jim Clark. And so like, we had that discussion at that time, and that was all these things were supposed to be separated out. I think right now is a good time to do that. Because we had this
agree.
conversation with payroll and all of that.
Sounds good to me.
So next on the list is payroll.
So cemetery, are we doing the cemetery then?
Yeah.
We're adding that to the
Add it to
bottom.
the
We're gonna,
bottom.
let's finish the
Or at
list.
bottom?
Yeah, let's get through the
Payroll, just keep that at, that's $20 an hour currently.
Can we just move her and the position she does to 22, because would be so complicated to sort them out and have her have 5 different punch-ins. It's $2 an hour, you know what I'm
She
saying?
has to punch in for each one of these individually anyway.
She doesn't right now, the way we have it set up. She's manually, because of the things she's manually, we've got some of them
I know you're
sorted
still
out.
doing stuff manually, yeah.
We're doing some things manually. So she has a website punch-in, she has a deputy punch-in, and then she has other duties that include payroll. So it says payroll and other duties. So she's got 3 different punch-ins there, and then she's got a punch-in for, what's the other thing? Planning commission. So, I mean, yes, we can put in the different times. It just really makes it easier to make sure, like, if we accidentally, or she accidentally punches in as,
Well, like if I come in and punch in Wednesday when I show up at 10 o'clock, during that time period, I'm gonna be doing deputy treasurer hours, I'm gonna be doing payroll hours, I'm gonna probably be doing hall rentals. I, I don't do webmaster, I totally do that from the house.
or
But-
payroll. She doesn't do payroll during that time either. So payroll
Well-
and that, but the other duties, the cash receipting, the hall rentals, other things, because we're answering questions and she's taking rentals when people come in. Does that make sense, to pay taxes? Because they come in here during those times. Because people tell them to come in during those times. Heck, somebody emailed Mike the other day looking for a time to pick up a key. Maybe because they missed our open days. I don't know how in the world they did that, but anyway, so we get random calls and random things. So it just makes it a little easier, because when she's here as the deputy, is doing those other duties too. And so she doesn't always punch out, because if she's here from 10 till 2 as my deputy, and during that time, she stops to do cash receipting, she stops to do a hall rental, she stops to answer a payroll question. She doesn't get the duties that I have left her to do as that, so she doesn't leave here at 2 o'clock. She stays an additional hour to an additional 2 hours, but she can't, like, to punch out for 5 minutes to answer time, you know what I'm saying? A hall rental just seems crazy. So it just seems easiest to put that all at the same pay. I'm the one who said I would like some of these things tracked separately a little bit, so that I didn't want somebody to come back in a year and go, the deputy treasurer is working, has earned this amount of money, when a lot of those duties are not my duties. Her deputy treasurer true pay should reflect when she's being my deputy. Same with Rose's. She should not have her election worker hours dumped into her deputy clerk's hours.
Okay, I've got a question for you, just to make sure that I'm following what you're saying. Like anybody, you end up doing different
Multiple
jobs
jobs.
during the day, but you're not gonna be paid from all three of those different accounts at the same time. So
Correct.
if you had three things, you'd be getting $66 an hour.
Right.
That's
No,
not-
no, that
No,
never
they
happens,
Punch
Mary.
out for that, they would go in.
I think it
Okay,
would be
so-
easiest because if it's $22 an hour, no matter what she's
Yeah.
doing, she's getting paid $22 an hour while
Yeah,
she's here,
that's-
whether she's
thank
the
you. That's
deputy,
Regardless of
she's
what job,
payroll,
it's
she's
still gonna be 22,
webmaster.
whether
it's
she's
22.
here for 5
Right.
hours or 3 hours,
And-
it's still 22.
But if she's here,
Yeah.
if she's here for 6 hours, I don't want that documented that she's here doing 6 hours of treasures, because odds are she's doing 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. And this year has probably truly been 5 hours or 5.5 of treasure, but it's not all treasure hours.
Okay. I think I understand.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure that it wasn't being compiled in there together. Oh, I'm doing 4 jobs, so now I get $88 an hour.
No.
Why not, Mary?
It doesn't work
It
that
doesn't
way.
work that
Okay.
When you
I don't know
Okay.
about
punch
these.
in.
So payroll,
Punches.
website manager, both 22, custodian.
We have that
Cross
already.
that off.
Yeah,
Cross that
there-
off.
That's all custodian? We don't have a custodian?
no, we already did that up in janitor
Oh.
above.
Gotcha.
It was recommended you guys hire a custodian.
I think that should be a,
Conversation for another day.
yep.
I'm on board. So now I have added, because we've been through this list now, right? So I have added to mine, and you can scratch it off. So I've added, cemetery, hall rentals, cash receipting, and parks commission, because we talked about starting the parks commission and paying people like we do the planning commission. So if we are
All
true,
rentals, what else you got?
cash receipting and parks commission.
Cash receipting.
So cash receipting, the only part of doing cash receipting that is the treasurer's duty is to physically take the money to the bank.
Okay, I got cemetery, hall, rental, cash. You said something else. You said 4 things, didn't you?
Cemetery, hall
Park.
rentals, cash
Thank
receiving,
you.
parks.
So we talked about in the last couple meetings, I'm not sure if it was last meeting or the meeting before, and about starting a parks commission versus a parks committee, and you stated that they had to be paid.
They don't have to be paid.
Don't have
That's
to,
what
but
you
I don't know if they have to or not, but to get people involved. And I think it should go the same category as like the, planning commission. So you have a recording secretary, that's $80, chair is 80.
So
other
I think we
members
need to
60.
put that on here so that it's also budgeted and made a line item for the budget.
So we can just add that to right here, this line item.
But I don't think they need a recording secretary.
No, they don't need a recording secretary.
And, they just need, each member gets paid $60 an hour. That's the way we had it set up before.
$60 per
Do
meeting.
you pay the
meeting.
chairperson more or no?
Not for parks, we didn't. When they reestablished the Parks Committee, Paul paid everybody $60 an hour, which, or $60 a
Meeting.
meeting.
Yeah.
And, people balked at that because we didn't want to get paid to do it, but
So you wanna just put Parks Commission $60 per
I'm
meeting.
good, I'm good with that. I am good with
Okay.
that. I would, and again, this is in case somebody comes in from somewhere like that has any real knowledge, and maybe we do that differently too. We can
Okay.
always change that at a later date. I'd like to see somebody who was really interested in being very involved join and do things like they've done at the other parks. Like, and I don't know how they've done that, but I'd like to investigate that, like, get donations to actually put a really nice equipment in there. Like a lot of the parks have gone to having the weight
Yeah, I think
things
paying
and
somebody.
different things. So I think.
We need a maintenance person first. So
Well,
then we can
I've
go,
said that for a long
can go,
time.
go forward with that. That would
Yep.
be much, much easier, so.
Okay,
Okay.
anyway, moving on.
So cash receipting,
So I think all of them should be the $22 an hour. Except in cemetery, I mean, I don't know if $22 is a fair wage for Rose. I'll let her discuss that.
It's fine.
Cemetery's 22,
all rentals 22.
everything's 22 except park, which is
Versus
50.
60 for meeting.
So when you only spend 5 minutes doing cash receipting, that's.
You know what, Rose?
It's just making.
Some days it is 5 minutes. That's true.
Yep.
That's a true statement. Some days it is 45 minutes. Some days it's an hour and a half.
You've got 60.
And lately,
60 in
every land division you do, every land use permit that you do,
You can enter.
we have to do the paperwork for that. And it's not just entering it in the system. See, before the supervisor did it, the clerk did it, and the treasurer did it. It was because it is not a statutory duty for anybody. Some places argue that it's the clerk's statutory duty, and it absolutely should be done by the clerk because there's no separation and checks and balances put in place because I'm taking money from a person and there's nobody else looking at any receipts. So if somebody else is looking at the receipts and closing out the cash receipt papers with the check or with the deposit slips, that's a check and a balance in place. So when our doors are wide open for embezzlement is
So-
exactly what I was told. Because the way it should work is that when I go to the bank, or somebody else should be, and it's problematic because there's other issues, but it shouldn't be being done by one person, really. It should be being done by more than one person. In the past, anybody could take a check from anybody. So, and I've given Rose permission to take checks from people buying stuff, for any purpose. She can take a check for any person. Ben can take a check from any person. Ben can learn how to use the cash receipting, and then he records it in there into the general ledger system through the cash receipting program. Checks and those slips get turned to me. I put in the bank, and then the clerk should be matching those out and closing out the cash receipting process. Because once I've put it in the bank, I should not be closing that out, because if somebody did turn in cash.
I feel like we're kind of getting in the weeds a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
We're
that's true.
talking about dollars and cents.
Well,
not
yeah,
position,
okay.
roles.
Well, we're just talking about whether it's statutory or
Right.
not, and whether it deserves to be paid or
And
not.
then,
So let's approve this puppy and move on.
Yeah, I agree.
one thing that I've looked over a couple times, do we have to do anything with land division?
No, land
No.
division is included up here in
Okay.
ZBA,
Okay,
inland planning board.
gotcha.
review,
Oh.
land division.
Meetings, okay,
And we're not changing any of their pays. What are
No.
they at currently? 'Cause,
60.
60.
and that's what we're paying for land divisions as well.
Okay,
I'm good with that.
Okay. I move to approve the salary wage schedule for 2026, 2027.
Second.
any discussion?
No, I think we
I think we.
beat that to
Yeah, I
death.
think so too. Can you take
Spit it out.
roll call, please, Rose?
Walensky,
Yes,
Sights,
Yes.
Ford, yes, Nelson. Excused. Miller,
Yes.
Motion carried.
let's get through this other stuff.
Resolution to establish salary for supervisor, clerk, treasurer, trustee, resolutions. Numbers 2 through 5.
can we just do them all together, and I make a motion that we
No.
approve all three?
You have to do them one by one.
Because the supervisor has to declare the
Try to
resolution,
speed us along.
but if we do it without discussion.
Appreciate that.
All right, so who are we doing first?
Got supervisor.
Supervisor.
Okay.
And the resolution numbers are,
On the top of the page.
Okay,
And just for round numbers, if I were to get a 5% increase, that would be 25,200.
I make a motion that we move the supervisor pay to $25,200 salary per year.
second,
Any discussion? Can you take roll call, please, Rose?
Nelson excused, Miller,
Yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Sights.
Yes, motion carries. I declare this resolution to be adopted.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve resolution 2026-3 to 25,200 for the clerk for the salary year of, or starting April 1st, 2026.
Second.
Yeah, none of these start till April 1st. So.
Any discussion?
Patrice.
Can you take roll call, please, Rose?
Nelson excused, Miller,
Yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Sights.
Yes, motion carries. I declared this resolution to be adopted.
I do it for myself too. I make a motion that we move the treasurer's salary starting April 1st, 2026 to 25,200 for this salary, or for the year.
And these dates will be changed on there from July to April. So,
Yes.
I'll second. 25,200. Any discussion? Um,
Miller,
Yes.
Nelson excused, Worth, yes, Sights.
Yes,
Zelinski.
Yep.
motion carried. I declared this resolution to be adopted.
What was the plan for trustees? for the
Oh.
last one?
What? $600-700 a month work for you?
Some trustees in the town, in the county only get paid mileage to the meetings.
Really?
Mhm.
And some of them get paid,
Some get paid more, some, it's
Per-
something.
they get a per diem plus an hourly wage for the meeting. Yeah. It's
It's all over the board.
Mhm.
Yes, I know you even look at just get health insurance.
I heard they had to be there 10 years, but I heard road commission people get it
I
instantly
think once
for
you're
life.
there for 10 years,
All commissions totally different.
You get it, you can go in there and serve 1 year and you get lifetime
it's
insurance. Is that correct?
$1,000.
You want a pay raise?
Yeah, sure.
I think so, that's what I heard.
300? 275, 300, what do you want? You have an input into what
What
your
is
wage
the
should be.
current
I'm
salary?
saying now, I think now it's 3,000, isn't it, for the year?
2,000? Oh, it is
3,000.
2,000. It's 2,000.
No, it's 3,000 for the year.
I think in the budget for
What,
life.
what do
What's
we want to
payroll
pay him?
there? I don't think I'll be able to
Yeah, look
find
at
it as
payroll.
quick as you.
I can't find the paperwork. It's in my done
Is
budget.
that what, what's
Very-
Bangor's 5%?
Of what? So,
That's nothing.
so Mary gets $250
So it's like
per
$12.50.
pay, right?
Yeah,
Per month.
Yeah.
$250.
yeah.
So move them to 260, round that.
275.
What'd you say?
260, 275.
What's this, Ken?
So $250 a month.
It'd be 1250, 5%.
Okay,
So if you want to make it an even number, do it by 15 or 20.
I mean, I'm good with 275 if everybody else is good with that.
265
How much
is
does that
rounds
yield?
it, that's right.
275.
Whatever.
Nice number.
What is that annual?
What does it come up to?
Annual number?
75.
No.
275.
Okay, but that seems like a lot of money to attend one meeting.
We're gonna make them do more
Like
now.
Blair Township gives us a lot more than that.
But do they, some places assign duties to their trustees, do they? Okay.
So what did you come up with?
3,300.
3,300. Was to approve trustee salary to resolution number 2026-05 to $3,300 a year.
I'll second. Any discussion? You take roll call, please, Rose.
Nelson excused, Miller? Yes. Leslie?
Yes.
Worth, yes, Sights?
Yes. Motion carries. I declare this resolution to be adopted.
Okay, you have 2 minutes to finish.
Why do you have to be out by 3:00?
No, I just look at
It's
the
random.
time on the side.
Oh,
It's
oh, I got you.
Next is credit card for supervisor and clerk.
We have a policy in place. There's just a few things. You just have to come ask me. You have to sign a thing that you agree to the policy and the terms of the thing, and then tell me how much of a balance you want or a limit you want, because our credit card limit cannot be more than 5% of the total annual budget.
And do we have to, as a board, approve a amount that would be on the credit card, or do we just come to you and tell you?
The way it currently states is that you come and ask me. If you guys want to write up a new policy and go start all
That's
over with a
fine
new
by me, no.
policy, I'm fine with that.
Okay. That's fine. So we just come ask you and then, okay. I just want to have something for, like,
Yeah,
I don't care if it's $100.
I
I want to be able to
asked
like
you.
get fall. And
You're the one who said you didn't want
But-
to carry 2 cards
Well,
in the beginning.
I don't, but like
Okay.
just the fact of like running down to like Honor to get salt for
Right.
here and stuff, like I don't like putting money on my own.
Right, and
credit card
if
for people's
you
businesses.
just have to put on
So-
the use thing, like what your intentions with the card are.
Okay,
Like if you plan emergencies, all that, because there are otherwise there are certain things that will have to be adopted, like, for instance, we gotta make sure we stay within the laws of the credit card itself.
yeah,
So if that's all you want it for, there's absolutely nothing you have to do except
Okay.
sign that that's all you're gonna do with it,
okay,
and give me a dollar amount
okay.
or limit.
So I don't think we need to do anything with item D then?
No,
Okay. Scratching it.
I actually have a question with this road thing.
Ben.
Okay,
I'm not
fire
getting
away.
how our share, I thought our share was supposed to be 50-50.
No,
And
it is not.
it shows the road commission's putting in 54,000 and we're putting in 94,000.
I'll tell you why.
What
So
happened?
they basically give us a coupon. And we have money for 24. You'll see that's 16,922.19. We have money for 25, 21,191.78, and then we have money for 26. If we don't use 24, it goes away and we lose it. So they were gonna apply all of these dollars to this.
Okay, when
number.
I added that up, that was 38,113.97. Those 3 years.
So that makes their half. And this is a road that we're asking to have done. This is not on their schedule to do.
And
That's
basically,
what might
basically to
want.
be
Oh, is
on,
that why?
basically to be on their schedule. And I learned this in December, the supervisor has to go to the road commission and they have to go to that meeting. Prior to that meeting, you have to have roads planned out. So I don't know if you guys recall, I'm like, do we want to do any roads? Do we want to do any roads? So I put Cinder Road on there as one of the roads. We went down there. They have option A and they have option B. They're both roughly $1.2 million. Option A and option B. And this is, option A could be Inland Township, Colfax, and Elmira, and option B might be Inland, Colfax, and Gilmore. They take those into consideration, and then basically a supervisor speaks up and says, I move that we accept option A. It gets seconded, they take a vote, yays, nays, and if whatever they hear, that's how it works.
Okay,
So if somebody, and I don't even think it had to be a supervisor, and then there was townships that weren't even there. But somebody has to represent
the
Inland
township,
Township
yeah.
from the board, go to the meeting. And I didn't know it worked that way, otherwise I would have said option B, and they would have, I was the first to
So
speak up.
explain why you want Cinder Road.
Well-
So
Want Cinder
Oh,
Road
go
done.
ahead.
Cinder Road is deteriorating, there's no, lines on it, it's all spider cracked at the edges. The original plan was to see if they could do a, wear layer chip, and they said it's past that. They also recommend after doing this, within the first couple of years, to tar and chip it, to put a wear layer on it to help.
Okay.
So questions, if this is not one of their recommendations to do, so if this is not one of their recommendations, what recommendations in our township do they recommend doing? Do they cover more? And then also,
They don't
again,
cover
I,
it anymore.
according to if this was also on the paper and, but also for the last 2 years, they've been telling us at MTA meetings that the road commission, and we just heard that that's true, their funding is being totally changed. They're getting much more money from the state. And that we as a township need to start standing up for ourselves, and we need to stop agreeing to the ridiculous share expected from us. Because they're getting more
from the
money.
state. So basically, if you pick,
But it was, the
If the-
reason they're supposed to get it is for the roads.
right, if I went to the road commission and I would have been the first to speak and said, whatever option
B.
we, that would be fully funded.
So what road is that? Was B, in option B.
Part of Cinder, isn't it?
Center between Betsy
And that's none of this.
River.
So doesn't it seem silly? Is that gonna be, if we don't pay for this year this way, is that gonna be back end of this next year?
Maybe,
Long as I-
maybe not.
long as I ask them.
Who puts it on their recommended list? Them, based on what they're plowing?
The supervisors, all, all of the recommendations that they want. Ask them to give us a list of what routes they would. What Troy said. He said to us in the spring. List of what to do, because this is paving sooner.
So if we spend all this money, we're spending our money for the next, this year plus the next 2 years.
You have to remember.
That's what he said.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
yes.
You also have to just spend additional money to overlay it again. Is that what
So-
you said? They
so-
recommend?
So next year, we're gonna get the 27, and then we'll be back to getting the coupon. You have to remember, most townships don't have, we have a lot. And the other thing is we all say, oh, we got too much money, we don't need it, but we also say, we don't wanna spend it.
Oh, no.
So,
I'm with you there.
um,
I don't have a problem.
Right.
But the part that caught my ear there was when you said that this was on their list, that if we had made a motion, like, this is, I mean, yeah, absolutely, if it was 10 grand and it was a difference in making sure absolutely 100%, but we're spending over $100,000 by the time this is said and done
Right.
for something that you just got done telling me would have been free and could potentially possibly be
If
free
option,
next year.
if that option gets picked, and if I make the motion to say I want option A, and everybody's like, doesn't say anything, and then they decide option B, because that's their townships and there are more people there, then that's the way it would go, and we still won't get anything. We also have to remember that it doesn't have any yellow lines, which makes it unsafe. Because there are no lines on there, and it's just gonna get worse.
Oh, I don't have, I mean, I mean, to me, it just seems like an awful lot of money if there's a possibility that next year we could have it done for free. I mean, that's my only issue.
But there wouldn't be any guarantee that that would happen, and
Right,
you'd still have
exactly.
all the accident prone things.
How
Yeah,
many accidents have had
And the
right on
price would
this
go
road?
up. Yeah.
Is it causing accidents there? Is that an issue?
Well, there have been accidents on Cinder.
Well, there's probably been an accident on every road, but has these road conditions caused an accident? Do we know? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I know.
Right, she's playing the devil's advocate also, yeah.
Yeah,
What road conditions cause accidents? I can't answer that question.
but like I say, there's no guarantee that it
Well,
would
no,
be.
it's never guaranteed.
And we also might wanna put on,
I'd like to see.
option A or option B next year, that we have Funes Bridge done. That would be almost their whole entire budget. Because when I talked to Troy about the bridge, she said they temporarily short now.
Right.
They've lowered the weight restrictions on it. They can still get across with the plow and sand, but they try to have a lot of the sand out of it before. I don't know if you're overloaded with the fire truck.
I don't know what it's rated at.
And right now, he gave me an off the cuff estimate of $800,000 to
Yeah.
repair that.
I thought he said 5 years. I thought that's what you told me when we talked about
I
this.
think it was roughly the 5 years.
5 years.
But he said if it gets prolonged too far, it's a superstructure
Well-
replace and it'll be like $4 million.
Well, that's exactly why I don't want to spend $100,000 that we might not have to spend if we wait a year.
Or also with our fire millage, or not our fire millage, our road millage, and with sharing money, we can hold,
Do they only share money with us because we have a road millage?
no, everybody gets a certain amount of
Everybody
dollars
same
for
thing.
township.
Okay.
But with board approval, we could take money out of the general fund because we have an abundance of it to pay for it, with the note of we repay the general fund each year from the money, the millage, the road millage.
What did you say was the amount of money that the bridge was estimated at today's value?
Off the cuff, 800. But if it has to be completely replaced, off the cuff number was 4 million.
Can we reroute that? Because I heard we could reroute that road out the other way. I'm just asking if that's a possibility.
You can.
can do anything,
But,
But I bet you
Isn't
it's
there a
more than $4
road?
million.
90% of it is seasonal.
Okay,
Pioneer
I'm
Road.
just asking.
I was gonna say,
because
I
I've never
bet that
driven out
it
the
would
way.
probably be
So
more than
it
$4
did.
million
Okay.
to
For
repair.
for the 4 residents.
For my, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's not many.
You have Jim, there's a couple other residents, plus you have like Linda,
Linda.
would all have to go up. Steve,
I just think we need to
we
replace.
did, while they closed that,
Fix things that
while we
have.
closed that,
All right,
we did go down to Oakley to
Burnt Mill.
Steam Hauler, whatever, those roads to get back to Funes right there. It added like 10 minutes. So if somebody had an incident up there, it added like 10 minutes to even a response time. Because it's not, they did a lot of work of
Well, I
widening it
think the
and
bridge
trying
needs to be
to.
replaced. I was just
trying to do
asking.
it. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, technically, that's all seasonal. So right now, no, because it's seasonal, they don't even plow it.
So I move that we accept the proposal dated 1/28/26 from the Benzie County Road Commission for Cinder Road overlay paving in the amount of $162,114.50.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
And if it goes over that price, we will come back and do another motion to include the
Yeah, we'll have
Because
to.
it does
This is
say
just an estimate.
actual cost.
But with that amount of money, if it does come over that with the coupon money, we'll still be under that number, so I don't think we should have to.
I don't think they're giving us enough money to justify not waiting a year and rolling the dice. If we need $800,000 worth of work on a bridge, I think the money would be better saved and start the bridge project. Because we have $339,000 in the road millage currently today. And yes, we do have 500,000, that would mean 500,000 out of the savings that we have of the township, but we don't have our master plan done yet. We don't know, we've been talking about the number one thing in the master plan book that I did read says the number one complaint of all the residents here is the high taxes. We've been talking about how we don't have plans. Well, and Jim's been talking in his letters to us about not having set goals and plans. And so I think we're jumping to do a road, and I'm not saying the road doesn't need to be done, and I'm not saying I'm opposed to if we do have to eventually pay for that. Doing that, this is just my opinion. I'm just saying that if we know for certain that this bridge, and we've already been warned, and I know that this is new to Ben, I think we should do the bridge. And we should concentrate on doing the bridge first. That's just my opinion.
Okay, any other discussion? You take roll call, please, Rose.
Zelinski,
No.
Sights,
Yes,
Miller, yes, Miller,
Yes.
Nelson excused.
motion
Did not-
carries. Next is GFL cleanup day. I move that we accept the GFL proposal dated 1/15/2026 for the May 2nd Township cleanup.
A second.
Any discussion?
Do we know what they charged us last year per yard by any chance?
I don't.
60, I think it was 67.
Oh,
65.
65.
And,
And surcharge.
$24 or
24%
25%, 25% fuel surcharge.
Any other discussion?
Do we have to do this every year? Just go ahead and schedule it.
Yeah, we do.
I know.
No, I would like to just not do it every year, but it's quick and easy, so.
wait, what would your reasoning for not wanting to do it every year? You
Oh,
think
no, no,
that-
don't just go ahead and
Just to
schedule
not,
it.
Oh,
yeah,
I
schedule
see.
it and sign the
Okay.
contract
I
with
got ya.
them. Because I mean, who else are you gonna use until like the township decides, hey, we don't
I
want
got
to
ya.
spring cleanup day and then I have to.
I thought you were saying that you didn't want to do spring cleanup every year.
No, it's
Some people are upset, I think.
can you take roll call, please?
Nelson excused, no?
Yes.
Zelinski?
Yes.
Wood, yes.
Are we gonna keep the, so I think we already voted when we talked about,
Carries.
we already voted to keep the prices the same, which was $25 for a vehicle and $50 for a trailer, correct?
Yeah, well, I think, well, we didn't vote on it, but I think that's what we discussed.
Okay, do we need to vote on that?
I don't think so.
Because our prices haven't changed.
Yeah,
Okay.
just leave them the same.
Are we sending a postcard out this year like we've done in the past? Because I did put it on the tax bills.
Okay.
We are not, you said?
She said,
No, I
are
said,
we?
are we?
Oh,
She did put down the tax bills.
In years past, we didn't have a date picked prior to tax bills going out,
gotcha.
so
I
we
don't
paid for
know. I mean, I
postcard.
think that was the whole reason we were trying to get it approved, so we didn't have that extra cost of.
Oh, it
But-
makes
but
no
it doesn't
difference.
matter.
Less work for me
Either.
because I
Somebody-
did it and put all the little address
Right.
stickers
Yeah.
and stamps on it, so I'm fine with that.
Okay. MTA Principles of Governance.
It's the same as what we signed last year.
It's the
I get-
same
I'm
as you get
taking
every
it-
year.
Yeah, I'm taking it for granted. It's staying the same year after year after year. I
Didn't
don't know why we
change
can't sign
something?
it once and be done with it.
Because we can't keep the same board.
Yeah, because
more than
And one of them's not
Okay.
here.
Yeah. And
Can
also,
we
last
even
time we
sign
did it in
this
color.
without Ted being
Yeah,
here?
yeah, he can sign it later.
Do we have a formal one in color?
yes, I do. I'll put it in everybody's mailbox after everyone signs it.
So I move that we adhere to the principles of governments as presented for Inland Township.
I'll second. Any discussion? It's all in favor of that.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Vandenhoff floodlight. I was waiting to get 3 proposals. One came in last Monday or,
You came
You
in
have
just in
three.
time.
yeah, came in just in time. So we have Zwick Electric, we have Art Reason LLC, and we have Blue Water, and this is to replace the yard light with LED light.
Can we discuss before we make a motion? I know that's
Yeah.
outside the
Yeah.
normal. Okay.
That's what they
So,
talked about.
I believe Rosemary brought the light being burned out to the attention of you and you went and got these bids, correct? I drove with my electrician husband there the other day, and looked at the lights, and I just have, so that light itself is valuable because it gives where it is with the extender to around to the side of the building and in front of the building. But it's because we don't use, there are floodlights, working floodlights, so I find out, all the way around all four sides of that building. The only problem with those working floodlights is they're not on a switch. They're on a, somebody has to know that there's a breaker to flip them on. But those, if those illuminate the entire building, so there's really no reason to replace this if we, now,
Except for,
well, yeah.
we wouldn't be able to leave them on all the time.
Nope, we can't leave them on all the time, which is not recommended anyway. And this light isn't recommended to be laid on, well, left on. I don't think none of them are left on all the time anyway, except that they could be put on a timer. They could be on a timer and they could also be switched to LED. And then we would have, if we replace just this light in the back corner of the parking lot, there's still no light. We are still, I would think, and might be a question for an attorney, I think we're still liable for somebody to get injured or mugged in that back corner of the parking lot because there's no lights out there. We've done nothing towards their safety. But those lights, if we switch those lights that are up on the building, and I can show you pictures, it's with LED lights around there, and we put it so that it's on a motion detector and they go off 30 minutes after somebody is
30
no longer
minutes?
detected, because you can do that with them, then we are very secure. And then you can see the entire, around the entire building.
The lights
But
that
they
you're
have to
talking
be
about,
down light. They can't be left on
Around the
after
four
they're
corners.
unoccupied.
Well, that's the 30
because they
minutes
have-
after you can set them on a timer, correct?
I don't think those can be because they
If they're
shine
put
at
to
your
like,
neighbors also. They're not down light. From what I remember reading on the ordinance.
So
the lights that are on the four corners for the property that's adjoining, abutting into our property, would the light be shining into their yard?
I guess well, because of the snow, I can't tell you for sure what's in the backside. You can see them in the front. There's it looks like an LED right in the front door. My phone's in there. I didn't bring it. But it, see some, I don't know. I can't imagine that somebody would have put lights on that back side where it goes right into somebody's yard, but I don't know that they didn't either. And same with
Yeah.
the back. It's because of the snow, you can't really go back there to see.
Yeah.
But
And the ice that's hanging out the
if we replace this and we put a farm style light on the corner of the building, there is gonna be zero light in the far parking lot corner, even with what's getting plowed, which the entire parking lot is totally full on Tuesday nights. It's totally full for, and people are leaving there well after it's really dark and
Have we
unable
had
to
any
see
complaints
without.
in the past that there's not enough light?
Well, we didn't talk about taking it off that thing, which at least illuminates all around the building and the handicap spots.
I
So
flipped the
only
breaker.
One is removed.
Oh, she flips the
Only
breaker
remove-
for her.
Only remove old light and extension is one. This one's replace as is.
Wouldn't it, since we have those
And
lights,
then
wouldn't
this
it be
one
better
is-
just to find someone who, get the quotes of what it would cost to put those on a timer?
Well,
Would that be
it
more
might be more
beneficial?
work than that too, because I'm just throwing out this as like a
Find
thing,
out.
like
I know it's gonna
before.
be more than a yard light.
Yes.
Well, yeah, for sure. Because you can see there's two lights here on these corners here. And then on this side of the parking lot, there's four of them. And then there's a, light here over above the door. And now, this is already an LED light by the door, but this light right here is the one in question to replace. And then some of these bids is to take this pole out and to put it on the building. Yes, an LED light is gonna give more light than this light is, and it burns cooler. These lights, if these burn hot, you can't leave them on, especially with the old building, are likely to start a fire. But if you take this light and you move it up onto this building, you're gonna lose all of this lighting on this side of this building, cause the light's not gonna go through the building. Even if it's an LED, it's gonna give you a little bit more light right on this corner,
Yeah,
but
why
all the
would you
people.
wanna
par-
take that metal bar off.
I don't know why it protrudes so
Replace-
place so far from the building.
So it illuminates, cause
It's
if
way
you
too
were,
far though, like that's why these are so expensive is because it's 4 foot off the building.
well,
I've
it's
never seen one like that before ever.
say that, cause we drove around looking and there are several businesses along 31 that have them that far out.
Really?
Yeah, there's some that are closer, there are some
Yeah.
closer, but there are some that far out. And there's some that have one on both sides. So this is because before, this was obviously
This-
installed
But
before.
this price is for leaving the pole as it is and replacing with LED. This isn't removed.
Blue water is to just
Yeah, there's
replace
only
light.
one that
Okay.
was taken back.
So why
So
couldn't
our
you just,
Friesen and Blue Water are to,
I
just
get
replace
it.
the light.
I make a motion that we hire Blue Water Electric to replace this light. I would like to see us consider making these lights.
Is that your motion?
Yeah, that's my
Because you're
motion.
keeping rolling.
Okay, that's my
Okay.
motion.
I'll second.
Sorry.
That's okay, you're right.
Now
Okay,
roll.
okay, now we.
Okay, now we can discuss. I would like us to look into seeing about making these LED lights in the future as well. Maybe he could give us a quote
Okay.
to
I
do that
agree, 'cause
and,
there'll
and
be
put them on a timer because,
Money to operate
Total
too.
cell rather than a timer.
I'm sorry,
Total cell rather.
whatever it takes. Because,
Well, a photo cell they'll run all night long, which we don't want those to run all night long. We only want the one because it's a downlight. The other two, the other ones shine out.
you know what lights I'm talking about,
So
Dave?
they're
Okay.
not, our lighting ordinance doesn't allow it.
That's true, yeah, I understand.
So,
And we don't want to break our own.
No.
we're above
Or at
the
least
law,
not
aren't we?
that one. Sometimes. Okay, any other discussion?
No.
Can you take roll call, please, Rose?
Miller,
Yes.
Nelson excused, Ward, yes, side,
Yes,
Linsky,
Yes.
motion carries. Budget discussion.
Oh, jeez. It's a lot, though, to go through in my notes.
Well, yeah, and I just have a couple, I just have like for Bendon,
Well,
add a
that's-
supplies line to that budget.
Well, I think,
Because currently they're, all the supplies I'm buying for them is coming out of our budget. Because there is nowhere to.
I think that, I personally don't think that from my talking with the auditor here recently too, and do we care whether cleaning supplies are bought at Bendon or whether?
No, but then,
We don't.
if that's the case, we need to increase the supply budget for here that we have under our code. We
Right,
need to increase it because I'm moving money. to,
right, that's,
So-
fine. Exactly, but
That's,
the idea I would hope would be to
Reduce.
continue with reducing the number of
Yes.
lines we have on our thing. So I don't wanna see us add unnecessary ones.
so instead of increasing 5%, what would you say we'd want to increase that at? Because it's at,
Where are you at?
I am on page 4.
Can we go page by page?
Okay.
Yeah, that makes it easier.
Yeah,
A lot easier, probably. Well, for me.
First page just revenue anyway, so we don't need it.
well, we do need it, in my
revenue?
thoughts.
So
Well,
one,
because you can't do a budget if you don't know your true amount of revenues, and like like, why do we have $100 for sales for inland cemetery? We've never, I mean,
so some of these are guesstimates. I can't guarantee you that any of them are gonna sell
no,
this
that's
year.
true, that's true.
So there's a lot of them, there's a lot of numbers in this budget that are best guess numbers. There's no way, we could sell none and $300 is too much. And that's all revenue. And then we don't have any for that. Or we could put, we're gonna sell 5 at $500 a piece, so, you know, we have $2,500 for each one and maybe that many sells. You don't know. Some of these numbers are just guesstimates.
So-
Like even like the revenue sharing, There was another one that came out right after we put this in and they're giving us more money.
I would,
Not a lot, it's like $2,000 or $3,000, so I gotta change that line item, but
since our cemetery lots are $500, the $100 doesn't make any sense.
That's
So,
was my
so we
point.
need to make the cemeteries, we need to change
wanna
that
just put
$100
them zero
to just
then?
500.
or do we wanna put them at zero?
Just make it to 500. For the two
We have
that,
never not sold at least one. That's the thing.
There was some on here.
Well,
Um,
That one that $50 was before the price was raised, and then, the countryside, I don't know that we owned it at that one year, and,
oh, we owned it, yeah.
so through this last year, Countryside didn't sell any. And I have $100 in there for it. I mean, it's a guesstimate. It's a
Right,
complete
it is.
guesstimate.
well, you can leave
You
it.
guys, okay, you guys, I mean, let's do it now. Let's hash it out. You guys want me to, if you want me to put $500 each? I'll do
I
it.
just put 5, okay.
If you want me to put zero, I'll put zero. This is all for us to decide.
At least put 500 on frontage. You can do 0 on countryside because
Frontage.
there's a lot of people that like to be cremated at frontage.
Well, only 3 people last year. So he's right.
24, 2025.
So,
Nobody, let's see, oh, wait, I'm trying to
so we're
follow
gonna
the
put
line.
500 for that one. Countryside, we're going to put
We're gonna leave it 100.
100.
That's the one that,
And
No.
that was,
Inland Township is the one we sell for 100 for residents. Yeah, all other cemeteries are $500 a month.
oh, okay.
so do we wanna take that one, Countryside to 0 or to 500? Or something?
Countryside is the one that is the least desirable, right? Like, people are gonna go there only after the others fill up.
Pretty much, because they want to be by their friends.
All
And
right,
they're all in inland.
so let's leave Countryside at 0, or put that to 0,
Okay,
and then
0.
move everybody else to $500.
Even Inland Cemetery? You said
Um,
those sell for 100?
That for residents.
Only
it's
for
100.
residents.
For everybody else, it's
For
5.
everybody else, it's 500.
How many in the past non-residents have you had?
That's
Probably
probably
zilch.
2.
I was gonna say, I can't imagine that many.
No.
You don't live here, you don't wanna be,
Probably the 2, that by the number, it looks like
unless you
2.
didn't like where you lived or your relatives that were buried elsewhere.
Or we have a lot of cemeteries in our township, not everybody does, so
Right.
theirs might be full. So
Yeah.
this might be
They-
the
they've
note
been
closest.
Closest,
Mhm.
so 500 for Inland?
Yeah, that's fine. We can make
I
it
don't
500.
really care, you can,
500.
For non-residents.
Okay.
then you wouldn't have
I'm
to use
just
so much
so
of your
you
budget.
know, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I will change the state revenue sharing because that changed. So you'll see that on the next one. Rent. Talking with our. Oh.
These are the rent revenues, we're on rent revenue right now.
Right.
Oh,
This
oh,
is
for
also
our rent,
rent 'cause it
okay,
goes in
okay, yep,
there.
the fire department, yep, you're right.
So, our auditor, because we don't actually have a plan of what that money would go towards. He's like, if residents ask, he's like, it was my recommendation last year. Nobody did anything with it. He's like, that number should most likely be 0. Unless you guys can figure out what costs are gonna be contributed to that, whether it's payroll, you would have to divide out the number of people that get money when you're doing payroll, and I'm like, I don't even know if it'd be an hour a month. So you're taking in less than $100 a year. A couple $100 a year, so if we can't explain how we use it, we shouldn't be charging rent, and we shouldn't have been doing it last year either.
I don't remember him saying that
Okay.
last year, I really don't at
Yeah.
all.
And he sent me the, last year's audit and recommendations, and it's in there. And so, my recommendation right now is to take the rent to 0.
You're talking about the 24,000 went to go to zero.
Correct.
Okay.
Unless somebody can think of a reason that we need to charge them money and we know why. I mean, I know there's utilities, but it gets really messy. I did talk to my wife. They actually have a company come in for Benzie County and determine how much rent should be on what the usage is and the square footage. And for the county, she said it's $6,000. She's like, yeah, they're much smaller, it's not gonna cost you that much. But if we do wanna charge them rent, we should probably use this company similar to figure.
So we can't charge them rent to say that, like, we want to expand on this building because we need more office spaces.
It's not,
If we want more office space as the township, we're not the fire department, and the fire department should not be paying for us to add on to this building for our offices. We can't charge him rent, the fire department rent,
For something
and
they're
move the
not
money over
using.
here to just blow it on what we want. And that's what we did last year.
That's what we've done every year, as you can
So-
see. We've never not charged them rent, and I don't know how that agreement came about.
It was like 4,000, 6,000, and it was basically utilities. But then 2 years ago, when we upped it to the 24,000, we also added this line item in my budget for Sheriff Department 101 and 268, which was basically for utilities. That was put at 15,000, and basically electric and gas and phone and cable, internet didn't even come up to be about that much money.
Right. Cause
I
they,
paid for all the
Right.
utilities for the whole place.
right, and the auditor did say, like, you can't say the township side pays for January, the fire department pays for February. He's like, it's completely different. One of them will have more usage, one of them's a bigger square footage, so he's like, I wouldn't recommend us doing that either.
So if you could, I just want to understand the law here, because I don't see anywhere on here where we're making income off of your utilities, and I thought I saw in here where we paid out utilities, but that, so if we could be renting that half of the building out to another, if we didn't have a fire department, we rented that out to the county for animal control, we couldn't charge them rent? What's the difference? I guess that's my question. What's the difference?
Because they wouldn't be on this.
One belongs to us, one belongs to somebody else.
So if we decide, because there's been communications about that in the past, if we decided to build a new township hall and left the fire station here on their own, could we charge them rent of this building
We could
because we're
sell
not
them this
using it?
building,
And they would be 100% independent.
yes. We could sell them the building and say it's worth $700,000, and
I just want to understand.
I don't know
so-
what fund exactly it would come out of, but then they would get that, they would get all the offices,
There's lots of things. You don't have to sell it. You don't have to you don't have
Do
to.
other places charge their people rent?
no.
Are they attached like this though? When they were attached, did they charge?
Some of them, because the county has went through and had somebody assess what it should be for paying rent, county does charge the sheriff's department, animal control, things like that. But they have a report from a third-party company that says, this is what you should be charging
Okay.
them.
So
We
we
don't
could
have that.
technically hire those people to come in here and they could say, we should be charging you $50,000 a year rent.
But we're not gonna have that done before everybody.
Oh, I get that. I'm just trying to make sure I'm following along.
Yeah, so right now, is everybody agreeable of zero?
yeah, for both of those? And for the sheriff department.
For the what department?
We don't have sheriff department.
No.
Sheriff, fire.
Sheriff department, fire department fund.
Oh,
Oh,
That was
What's that?
basically for the utilities and stuff like that.
that's $699.
So we're taking that to zero too. So we just dropped our revenue greatly. Okay.
$547.
Greatly. Unless that's not a lot of money to you, it is to me.
I have a question with Park and Rec. We don't have anything in there?
This, I'm sorry, it's a transfer in that they used to do and we don't do transfers in anymore. That's why there's nothing in there.
Okay, so there will be something for Park and Rec, just not here because it's listed
No.
as a transfer.
Hope it's no, right? It's from, it's just a whole nother department, and Parks and Rec does not, it's just like we were talking, Parks and Rec does not bring income in, so it really should just be a line item under the general fund. Anything that isn't self-supporting should be a line item, not a whole department.
And just so everybody knows, this is something that Ted put together that he sent me
Oh,
maybe Saturday. It was a high level look through of the budget, so kind of a like fun. So, and I thought it would be helpful to have, look at it, so you guys can kind of see where some of the numbers come from. Things that were over, under on. One of the other things, which, I don't know, they're all saying about too high of taxes. I know it's not a lot of money, but the property tax administration fee could go to zero. I know you have.
So that's the one and only thing that we 100% use that isn't, so if you're looking at money that you are rightfully charging people, the money that we take in for that does not cover the cost of elections, and it does not cover the cost of paying taxes. It does not cover any cost of having this building or anything along that lines. Technically, we could ask for a millage to help divide those costs up. So we're now just like, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just facts, it's fact. We're just wrote off some money here. And so like, most people's, there's very few people whose administration fee is above $20. And I've never had a single person come into my office and complain about an administration fee. And if you wipe that off of everybody's tax bill, I don't think anybody would really notice. So it's not a tax. It's a charge for the privilege of having a building to come to vote in. It's a charge to have the privilege of having a place to come pay your taxes.
But we also hear that we have excess funds of $1.2 million, so do we really need the other 30,000? Because that's been.
I'm just, so.
We have way
but-
too much money and we don't need to take.
But we
it
don't have
anymore,
way-
so do
but
we need the extra 30,000.
We've got these funds, right? We don't have way too much money in that fund because that money is legitimately being spent on what it is being paid us for, right? We have a ton of money in the road millage that we've been banking because we haven't been using every year. Granted, we're working towards a project. We don't have that in writing. We really should have that in writing and in the master plan to charge that money according to the laws of charging a millage. And it's the same for the other things, right? But we are using that money for its designated purpose. So if you guys want to take it away, I'm one vote. I'm going to vote that we should not take it away. First of all, most people aren't even going to recognize it. We could also take everybody in the townships, right, recycling fee and pay it for them, right? Like, because it's not a tax. Those aren't taxes. Those are fees that are being charged you for a service or a convenience. And those aren't what people are complaining about. And I don't think anybody's gonna even notice to justify to do it. Now, people wouldn't like, that's just my take.
Do you have any other thought on that?
I think it should stay there because it's an administrative fee, just like the recycling fee. Those are fees.
For a purpose.
They have a designated purpose. I mean, if we
I
want to.
I was
reduce our
just asking,
millage-
cause
Nope, yeah,
30,000, we
question.
keep hearing we don't need it.
yeah.
Don't need the money. I know it's not a huge break, but it's something and it's a start, so we'll leave it where it's at.
And Steve,
Um,
20,
yep.
we're gonna be here. until-
Well, some of the reason it's 20 is because I put notes on here, so I printed out all my notes as well of the 5%, raise 5%, and those are all kind of In a black highlighted area, so you guys can see the notes.
So we're on page 2 now.
Yes.
So the second item down, wages part-time in the 704 general fund. Who is that for the 1,300 spent?
I don't know.
Governing body, but
I believe those are,
Wages part-time is, planning commission members. No,
no,
they're under their own.
no, I know, I just said that, no.
Janitor?
No, the janitor.
No, that's under a different thing.
Yeah.
One is for, planning commission and the other is for land division.
Why
That's
would-
what they were set up for, that's what they've always been, land division and because $720 was taken out last month for land division. Or not last month. In December for land division. So, yeah, part-times, land division salaries are
Trustees.
everybody else.
Trustees.
yeah, I was
Trustees,
gonna
yeah.
say they're trustees too, I was pretty sure of that.
Yeah, just this wages part-time, I couldn't figure out what it was.
Attorney fees, where do you guys think we stand with that? I raised it up substantially.
You need to raise it higher, I think.
I think we need to at least go 15, 20.
Same,
Because
we've
we
already-
get a lot of FOIA requests and a lot of letters and stuff, and sometimes I think I'm not gonna make the call of like, is this?
I would say
Yeah.
20 at least, and then we're not having to make adjustments and amendments. And then when we do budget next year, we can always reduce it based on whatever.
So you guys think 20?
Yeah.
I think 15, because we've
Okay.
spent, we're at the almost, I mean,
How about 18?
that's fine.
Put in between.
Yeah, let's do
Or you
it.
go 20, we've not, yeah. I have an arrow to move it up, I just didn't pick a dollar.
So what do you wanna move it to? Is it 18 or 20?
Let's go 18.
18?
And then, I got a question on this 101, 800, other services and charges. I mean, that's a lot of money to have. What is that money? It's
Which
that
one?
$29,145. It's the other services and charges. What other services and charges is that covering?
That was my question too.
So other services and charges
Have to
is.
go back and look at what was going in there.
I mean, it's a lot of money to not know kind of what it
is,
is.
so-
Well,
like-
off the cuff, I can't remember what everything gets paid.
Right, and other services and charges, I think was payrolls in there.
No,
No,
no.
It's not.
Oh, yes, integrated is
Yeah,
included in
integrated
that.
is in there.
it's integrated charges?
Charges,
Do payroll
yep.
or,
Yeah,
Yep, their monthly fees,
Manor?
okay,
and
Manor's charges?
Manor,
yes.
okay.
So if we don't want Manor in there and we
No,
don't, if we wanna finish this
and,
No,
policy,
I think that money should be left there. I just wanted to know what it all entailed.
Do we
IT
want it?
services too.
I think, here's the thing, so, yes, there's no law that says we have to have a policy and procedures manual, but there are certain things we can't do without a policy and procedure in place.
right?
So, and we have several extremely outdated and some that don't think,
Yeah.
and so
I
it's,
think 20 years ago.
and also we started the process now. I don't know if we need to spend money to have them come back. I don't know if it would be smart to have a committee that had just a couple people on it to go through it and eliminate the pages that are clearly for a large township. There are some of those in there. There are a lot of very
Why
valuable
would
things
we
in there.
wanna like operate different than a large township though sometimes?
Because we can't in
It
some
doesn't
ways.
pertain.
Because
to
it's,
us.
because they have distinct, so like we were talking about the accounts payable thing, for example, or in the cash receipting. We don't have enough people in place to make something totally,
Useful.
yeah, that, to do the correct,
That would make
correct
sense, but if
way.
we're just saying it's a large town, this is for a large township, so we don't wanna do it.
We don't have
some of
enough
them-
personnel to
Okay.
to
That would-
separate
so
the
we don't have a
the
maintenance
duties,
person and we
yeah,
don't have a-
right.
yeah.
So, and yeah, we don't have a payroll HR person and an office administrator, although
Okay, so with this other services and charges, and we're budgeting 29,145, do we want to leave it at that? Do we want to change it to another number? Or is everybody pretty good with that?
Probably should cover it, shouldn't it?
I would.
we've already
hope
spent
s-
28,000.
Right,
So I don't know, I would say move it to 35.
That's quite a
Let's
boost.
just do 30.
Well, that's like hundreds of dollars.
I know it.
Isn't it easier, so I'm not for making large amounts of, cause I don't think that's how you should do a budget. I'm not for like extremely padding something, but if we're spending the money in the integrated charges and if we're spending money, and if we're truly planning to finish the policy and procedures
right, because
manual,
this,
easier than not having a mistake done doing a budget transfer in a couple months.
right, and I also kind of agree with going half to the 35 versus the 30, because if we're already at 28,
28.
we've only been getting charged from integrated for a couple
4
months.
months.
So really, we would have a lot more.
I don't think that.
It's
they're
not
a-
all.
I mean, they're not a lot
Yeah,
of money, but,
They're not a lot of money. This
Right.
isn't mostly that.
yeah, right. So do we think 30 or 35?
I think 35.
Roger, the. You wanna go 32?
32.5.
All right, 32.5.
I don't care.
32.5.
I'm good with all those numbers. I mean, because we can't forecast and
No,
this
we
is,
can't
this
guess.
is the one bad thing I hate about budgets. We can't-
Yes. Because so many things are variable, changing on us.
Memberships. Can't really do anything with property liability. We don't know what that's gonna be.
Did we say how much we're moving up attorney fees?
Yeah,
Yeah.
15,000. On my straight edge. Salary supervisor will be 25,200. Salaries clerk is already there at that.
This, transportation, you plan on doing 3 times as much driving?
Who?
Going to conferences, I'm
Well,
assuming?
So you've never spent more than 456 in the last 3 years, and now we've moved it to 1,500. I mean, do we care about that?
But I've also added wages for a deputy of 15,500. Which he'll.
No, I'm
be
talking about
trained.
gas, we're on
Transportation.
transportation.
Yeah,
Transportation.
transportation.
I understand that, but they're gonna have to go to conferences as well.
Oh, I got you.
So it's gonna somewhere's double, but to be
Mhm.
safe.
Okay, so that's what you.
Okay, that
100.
makes sense.
It's kind of a guesstimate. I don't
It is,
know.
right, I'm just,
So,
well, you have an explanation, I'm just
yeah.
asking what your thought is.
Yeah, and I just think that if I do decide to have a deputy supervisor, that they should attend classes to make sure that they're knowing how to do
And I'm
things.
wondering about your miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous is zero.
There's zero.
Yeah. Don't you need money for some crazy things? that
No.
I
come
can't
up?
put any money into that.
You
budget
can actually
because it's
just remove
closed.
that line off there.
Yeah, it's closed though.
Ah,
So the GL
alright.
number's closed, so I can't do anything.
I'll just scratch it.
Well, you better get some training.
Okay, so the clerk salary is 25,200, deputy is 15,500. I put a note in there, FICA. His taxes rise, supplies, transportation,
These were just my notes.
yeah.
They don't.
What about miscellaneous?
No,
for you?
that's
Is
not
that also across?
miscellaneous isn't, yeah, just
Cross it
cross
out.
those out.
Yeah. Board.
It's like that'll stay the
Let's
same.
see.
Did we change their wages at all?
No,
No,
I don't remember that far back.
treasurer, we, Oops, that's back on that page, isn't it? Yeah, go from 24,000 to 25,200.
The note here that says that it was raised on 8/1, what was it raised to then?
It was raised to 24,000. That was because for the 2.5 years prior, the treasurer and the supervisor did not get raises well. So the committee was taking place. We agreed to not
Yeah,
take raises while that was being calculated out, and then it just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So then
Yeah.
they,
trustees
up.
didn't get a raise either.
Okay, so, okay, you raised FICA for her department too, okay.
The assessor, we left the same. The only thing
Um,
that I changed
wait a
in
minute.
there,
If you could, the,
Does his contract?
okay,
say
never
he
mind.
gets more?
I got my line items over this.
Does his contract, do we have a valid contract? Did anybody ever figure that out? And a signed contract?
I think Ben was looking
yeah.
for it.
We do have one.
There's a signed contract, Dave signed one.
There was something that was not legal in it that,
Anyway, just.
I don't know about that, I know there's a signed contract
Okay.
with them.
It's a guess because we don't
I
have
don't
any
know.
hours.
I
or
don't know, I
anything.
don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So we're good. Was it, did his contract say he gets a raise this year?
No,
Okay.
Yes, it
I
did,
thought it did
and
too.
it also did last year as well, and we're not gonna have enough money. This is the contract from Michigan Assessing Services that's signed.
I thought he wasn't supposed to get a raise when I talked to.
The company gets a raise, he does not.
Right, so
So
we're talking
last-
about his wages.
From one.
But it's all on,
Assessing and services will go, it looks like you got their increase, so that's fine.
Where does it say it will increase? What's increase? Oh,
Not-
okay.
Not him,
Yeah.
but Mass.
so last year, the increase wasn't enough, so we will not have enough money because I don't think anybody looked at that. I increased it by another, I took the original number, increased that by 5%, and then increased it by 5% again to come up with the number that I have, because that's the max that they'll use. They did increase it by 5% last year. So we should have enough money in there this year for it.
Are you saying that we didn't give him a raise when we should have last year?
No,
Not him,
Michigan,
but
Michigan
assessing
assessing,
services.
Because that's an accounts payable check, right? That's, it's
Yes,
a contract.
yes.
Did we pay them what we owed them?
yes,
Okay.
they said they.
Because they bill us. We just didn't
Yes.
put enough money in the budget is what you're saying.
From
Okay.
last year,
Yeah,
yes. So this year, we should be covered. But you can see what the budget is for this year of 20,000, and last year was pretty much the 15,188, I think. So, I mean, it's gonna be short. I mean, you're almost at that number already, and you still have till.
All right, we
July
definitely need to increase
Before we
it.
go into another section, could we take a little break?
No,
Sure. I need to use.
it's too late.
Gonna have to
We-
wait.
Are we halfway done through the pages, Mary? We're on page
No.
3. We gotta get to page 10
That
first.
doesn't matter.
We need to,
Call a
Yeah,
recess.
just call a recess.
okay, let's have a recess.
We need to
for
go to.
Thank
5
you.
minutes,
No.
and I'll just call it.
Do it.
40.
I was actually watching one of the meetings for, the county, and our Jeanette got up and walked out. Nobody ever said a word, came back. Katie's like, yep, people just, if they need to use the bathroom, they just go. I'm like, really? Okay.
I was told when I very first started that I was not allowed to do that. I tried to do that and I was yelled at.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think you
You
can.
just can't get up and walk
You
out.
apparently can't.
I don't know.
And then I also tried to walk out of a meeting. I was told I can't do that either. I was like, well, I can, but they said, no, you can't. I was like, what are you gonna do, arrest me? But then a few meetings later, somebody else walked out. But if, they said that recess has to be called for you to walk out, but they walked out because I guess theirs was okay because it was a family emergency. I don't know what the rules are, because they're always a little different.
There's quite a few things I still don't quite
Mhm.
understand.
But so can we make a rule that yes, we can just get up and go to the bathroom, we don't have to have a break?
I don't know, but if you leave and go to the bathroom, nobody else does, and emotions made, and you're not there to say anything, I don't know how that works either.
Yeah, I know.
Put turn on the recorder, machine, or whatever.
Back in session at 8:40.
Okay.
Right, where were
So
we?
I think
We're on
we're,
treasurer.
Wait,
I think we're
elections, I thought we're
Oh,
at.
elections. Yeah.
I think we're on page 3, right?
Page 3, election.
Well-
262. We finished assessor.
Yeah.
We increased,
Hang on.
unless anybody else has anything else.
Trish, your, professional development needs to increase from 2,000.
Yeah, I did have that noted.
Yes,
Right
yeah.
here.
So we need to put that up to, what are we?
What do you guys have for the other?
2,500 is what we've got, so,
Um,
500.
yeah. Okay, now you can do elections.
And just so everybody knows, and I did put the, I couldn't put it on miscellaneous, there's 30,000 potentially,
Yeah.
because you never know if the state's gonna pay for it.
Right, and we don't know when they're gonna require us to do it, if it's gonna
Right.
be 27 or if it's gonna be 28.
Yeah.
We don't know, so. and
They
this is- so
said
this is
that
what
it
we
probably
got.
for sure won't be this year.
Right,
From my understanding from talking to another clerk, it will most likely, if it happens, it will be the following year, but
Yeah.
but the state did recommend for people to budget for it this year.
and because we have early voting, we have to have separate equipment for early voting. That's why it costs so much.
Now, for wages part-time, because you have 4 people
Yeah.
at $18 an hour.
Well, the price went up,
Yeah.
so if we just make it $20 an hour is what I did for everybody. I haven't figured, I don't have it written down here, but it's 8 hours a day, 72 hours a week per person.
for 9 days.
Do any of those people get overtime?
No.
And
Increase it too.
She
No,
said,
I'm-
I thought you said $20.
Well, yeah. So you got 72. There's 4 people. Plus we have regular election day. 15,000 and then we don't have to. Yep,
Okay.
but I'm.
pre this 15-day or 9-day voting, what did it cost to run an election for wages roughly?
I can't remember what it was.
A whole lot less.
Oh, because we didn't do one last year. We haven't done one since.
Right.
Do we need to,
Well, we went from 1 day to 9, so it would be probably a ninth of that.
do we need to, put more into postage? Envelopes, postage?
No. 'Cause
We're
we Sort
okay.
of had a little hiccup with postage, so I've got plenty of postage.
And also, isn't the permanent registration list, isn't that eliminating some postage? That was the goal of it. Because if you're permanently on the list, so she doesn't have to send out and say, do you want a ballot? They're automatically on the
We
ballot.
still have
list
to mail,
give
we
us.
still have to mail out a ballot with.
Right, you gotta mail out the
postage.
ballot, but you don't have to send out the
Envelope,
card
so-
saying, sign this and, yeah.
So that's,
So if we were to decide, I don't know how that part works. If we were to decide, to combine with somebody else, I don't know how is that our decision as a board? Is that just the election people's decision to do? And do you, but you can share machines now. You just have to let them know by a date. That's my understanding.
Share machines.
So you could buy
What
a
it is-
machine with another township.
no, we cannot buy a machine.
You can,
We have to have our
program them to work
own
for-
machines. What it is it's a multi-unit agreement. Like if Homestead and Inland signed an agreement to do the election together, we would choose one building and we could use just that township's equipment. And the county would program our tabulators with both Homestead's election ballot and our election ballot, and everybody would feed their,
How many people, residents that can vote can be in one precinct? Cause I know like when I lived in Long Lake Township, we had 2 precincts because you can't have that many people at one.
well,
So
we're well under the 3,000, 5,000. When
Yeah,
it
because
went
of
up.
I
the
just didn't know.
9-day
I
early
guess
voting.
I guess it would
Yeah.
depend on what township you pick to go with.
Are these people gonna travel
But
to
they would-
instead
yeah.
of someplace to vote?
Well, we're on the main road. Half of the people in Benzie County go to Traverse to work. So,
Right.
yeah, there's a good chance that people would. There's 4 other townships in Benzie that are already doing it.
But
Yeah, I know.
our
You got
residents
it.
don't want to drive to
Yeah,
Homestead.
I doubt if
to
if
vote.
most of our citizens knowing, going through our
What for?
master plan and whatnot, most of our people are senior citizens, and I don't think they're gonna wanna go.
Well, no, we would,
Township.
ours would
I
be the ideal location because
It
people who
would.
are going to work are going there. The rest of the
But we
people
can't, we
are
have
switching
nowhere to
to
put 'em.
absentee ballots now. Their absentee ballots have greatly jumped. So that's why there's most of the 9-day voting days that people are literally just sitting here. And
Oh, I
in
know.
all of the
I know.
townships, they're just getting paid to
Right.
sit here. So that's why
Been
they're
here, done that.
combining.
Yeah,
But our facility isn't big enough to hold, another township, especially when, on the gubernatorial election or the presidential election. We can't put them in this room, this building
Why?
during the winter. November
enough room
elections
here.
are in the winter.
And we don't have enough room in this building?
No, our last election that I was at, they were outside. They couldn't all fit in the hallway.
Well,
That was,
we
that
used
was,
the fire
that was,
department.
Standard.
We used the fire department one year.
We did, and it's entirely at the
but
discretion
that was
of the fire
pre,
chief.
Why?
that was pre 9
You
days.
guys are not charging him rent now. That is the township's room. So that is the
Anyway, let's get
township's.
back to the
That's
budget.
true.
discussion.
So I think we're through elections.
Township's.
Bendon Building and Grounds, 19,600, that went up 114.2%. 10K appropriated for building repairs.
Do we want to
That's the
increase
main
snow
reason that
removal
went
too? We're not even through this.
Well, this is an unusually harsh winter for one, so I don't know that we'll have the same, but we could.
But we
Right.
It's a guess,
I wish we had 3 years ago winter. 3 times.
right?
It's great.
So we can do that, leave it there, that's
See
fine.
it for now.
Okay.
And also,
Go to page 4.
Bendon too is one of those places that is not self-supporting and would really could be absorbed by the general fund line items in that its own department.
It is in 101.
Oh, it is.
It is in
Never mind.
101.
Why do we have our own salaries? Oh, for the cleaning.
Janitorial, yeah. That's the way they named it. So. Before me.
Oh, it is, I looked at that one, okay.
Township
Moving on.
office and fire department.
So
And
let's,
is this where we wanted to put the extra money for supplies?
yeah, let's increase the supplies 2,000 since we're gonna supply both buildings.
2,000,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, that, because they do use it a lot.
I have a question about natural gas. Is that enough for the prices that are going up now? I was thinking maybe
Yeah, that's-
3,000
No.
For,
for natural gas.
Oh, because in 24, 25, it was over 3,000.
oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
So increase that to 3,000, you think?
Where is that at?
921.
Why was it so high that year and then,
I have no idea.
And this year we've only done $996.
That was,
it's probably not, doesn't have, yeah, I don't know. So this is these offices here, right? This is for the DTE bill.
What's the DTE bill usually?
$500 and something is what it's been the last few months. But I don't know what it is in the winter. I didn't really pay attention to to the summer, I'm sorry. It's been like 5 something right now. No, it's just a cold months, but it's been a cold one
Yeah,
year.
it's been a cold one, and we're not done with it yet.
So one of the things, the reason I put that in there is, to do more land and building repairs. So if you look at 226 or 930, I have insulation and stone repairs for, some of that $36,000. And if we want to bring it, because this is not insulated well, there's a foot of
No.
ice over there. So if we insulate this wall, I mean, there should be snow on this entire roof.
Right,
And there's not,
right.
because it's gone and the heat's just going.
Mhm.
So that's why I did this, and I was
Okay.
hoping to get
Maybe it will,
a quote in the spring to re-insulate at least this portion. The fire department's kind of a pain in the butt, cause I think you gotta take down a piece of metal and it's really high.
Roof on there.
Yeah, I
The
don't like
roof
all the
was
icicles there. They really need to go because people do park there and they could hurt
out
somebody.
here,
Mhm.
yeah,
Or their
so,
vehicle.
yeah, so, that's why I didn't take. Now, with that being said, is 2,700 enough?
3,600,
36,000.
36,000.
For
Well,
no,
we have
no,
money,
for
we still have
the,
fund
for the
balance.
gas.
Oh,
For the
yeah.
natural gas, will
Yeah.
2,700 be enough?
Well, if
we
you're gonna,
do
if we're gonna
insulate it? I
insulate and
don't
stuff,
know.
we don't know. Yeah.
Right, so I don't know if we wanna take that
Okay.
2,730 to 3,000.
well,
No,
that's what I was thinking, just in case.
So what are you doing, taking it?
Change it to 3,000.
Oh, wait.
It's only putting it up another 200 some.
270, yeah.
And, if we've already spent 26,000 on repairs, I don't remember what all we've had done. I know we did some soffit and stuff like that. Is 36,000 enough to do insulation? And do we wanna raise that to like 50,000 to, I mean, we can always do budget adjustments too. If
Right.
we do get a major project you wanna do, but
Right. I mean, nothing's getting cheaper these
Nothing
days. I
is.
mean,
That's what
I
I'm
don't,
saying.
and I don't
And
have
labor's
solid
not.
quotes on any of that stuff, so I don't know what the installation and the
Yeah, I
stone
don't know
repairs
either.
would be
I haven't done
and some of
anything
the
with
others.
buildings.
when you
for
say
a long
stone,
time.
what are you talking? Stone?
So in the booklet out there, there's the stone facade on the building
Okay.
is, needs some work. I don't know if that just means regrouting. But
Okay.
there's still, I'm still trying to get some of those items done when we
Got
can. And not, get the quotes and not have our meeting by hours. So what do we?
Put that to.
Well, I think we should
what,
definitely do
50,000?
insulation, things that are gonna be,
50,000?
yeah.
Yeah.
50,000. And also, I didn't put on there, one of the things I would like to do is get a generator and get rid of that whole diesel thing. So do we wanna do 50 or do we wanna, cause by the time you run natural gas, the electrician portion of it for the houses we do with a 24 kW, which I'm not sure if that's even big enough. The electrician portion is closing in on 10 because they're the ones that buy the generator. Then you have to have the mechanical company come and hook it up.
Then you gotta have the tank too.
But they still have to hook up the electrical to the generator, right?
Yeah.
Right, so, but some of that, you know
Right.
what I mean, of
Yeah.
running electrical lines and all that.
Right.
But here's what you have to decide, what's gonna change the price of that generator is you gotta remember, you gotta think,
3-phase.
480 3-phase,
Yeah.
not 240. But the only thing that runs off of that 480 3-phase is the well out front.
Yeah.
So do we want that, if we lose power, do we want that powered or not? To me, I kind of say no, but you do have fires when there's storms, right? We have lightning strikes on houses.
Right.
So that would have to be able to run. So you need to have a generator big enough, or do you chance it and not? But you're gonna be talking probably $75,000 for a generator.
So if
No,
this
it's
is
gotta be that.
the only thing on one phase of electric, right? I mean, what,
It's 480 3-phase. That's what powers that.
no, I got it. But what my question is, what are the others? Only because like, if you lose power there, you could get water like the old fashioned way they used to do out of the creek, correct? Or you could get it from another station possibly, like, well,
Yes.
I'm just wondering if it's worth the chance. Cause
Yeah.
roll the dice, cause
Right.
if it's half the cost kind of
There's
thing.
lots of things, right?
Well, and two, like, right now, because the trucks are in, they're full, right?
Yep.
And after you guys get done, you could go to Green Lake or Elmira
we can
or
go
some side,
someplace else
fill them.
to fill if we need to.
If you guys were the first ones on scene, you guys would be spraying and you could call for help and they would bring water, correct or no?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, cause we went years without having a well.
We went down to,
Okay.
where Precision Concrete or Diamond Drilling Concrete used to be Bob's Well. And we would get water at 80 gallons a minute. So it took 40 minutes, 30 minutes to
But you
fill.
could refill after a fire that way.
But what about during the fire?
Yeah.
Well, that's your
'Cause
mutual aid.
sometimes you have to do that, right? Even with 4 other tankers coming, sometimes you have to go and get more, come back. Depends on how big the fire is, how well you put water on the fire. There's lots of.
But the well could get hit by lightning too, so like you could be out of it at night, right? So
Absolutely. So,
Maybe
me,
we should
I,
raise
to
that.
me, I would say
roll your dice.
roll the dice.
So we're gonna go from 36 to what number?
50.
50 you think's enough with insulation, a generator, stone repairs.
Well, he said he doesn't think he would roll the dice on the well, so we just have to have a generator for the rest. So we can amend it if we find out that a generator's way more than we expected.
Okay.
Unless you wanna put more in, I'm fine with putting more
I'd
in.
rather put more in so that we are sure that we're gonna be covered. Just make it 60.
Is that 60?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would the generator be under, Generator should be under capital outlay, right?
Right,
Should
yeah,
be.
Land and building repairs.
yep.
So let's put 15,000 under capital.
Well, let's
outlay.
leave 50 on maintenance and no, because he said the generator's gonna be way more than that, so you're
Yeah,
gonna wanna
That
put
was with,
50,000 under.
that was if,
So let's put 50 for land and building repairs.
Right. How much the generator roughly without the fancy, well, 25,000, 30,000?
Probably right around 25, I would guess.
All right, so put 25 in capital outlay so that,
I would say 30.
I'm 25, 30. I think he's right on.
35.
30.
30?
Yeah, 30.
Okay.
We just said 25.
25,
He's the
30,
one that,
35?
he's the one that goes
Alright,
and gets them all the
30.
time, right?
To be honest with you, I don't look at it that much because they price 24 KW. I asked the owner, do you want a 24 KW? Yep, yeah, do it. I don't normally look at the
Yeah.
price a whole lot.
We put a 60 KW in one.
Moving on.
Okay, roads and streets. I don't know as we need. So this is road maintenance. This is typically brining. We do it once a year. Last year it was $9,748. I wasn't really sure what to put in there because I had to do some research of why we have road, streets, bridges, road maintenance, and then we also have road repair, which thought was odd that we'd have two different categories, but road maintenance is basically brining, and then it could be tire and chip. So the tire and chip and stripe section of Cinder Road, that would go down to the road repair, not the, my note will take off and won't be for maintenance. So we have $32,000 currently budgeted. We used 9,748 last year. We budgeted 35,000 last year. What do we want that number to be?
And we used 177,000 the year before that.
Right.
Why? Do we know why?
I don't
I
know
have to look it up.
exactly if that, I think that was like an outlayer and maybe that one was maybe road.
Was that fixing, doing the initial repairs on the bridge?
No, because talking with Troy
They
from
said
the
they
road
didn't
commission,
charge us
they
for
didn't
that.
charge us for
Okay.
that. They just
Okay.
handled it and got it to where it was crossed.
Was that the paving of the, did it just get taken out of the wrong account? Was that the paving of Blackford Boulevard?
That's what I was wondering if it
and
just
Virginia
got,
Circle.
And we also
That
did
was for
the
paving.
Mohawk Trace and Algonquin off a few ends.
and so just so everybody knows, the road maintenance, the brining, the county is 50% and we are 50%, so they do pay 50% of that.
We did all those, when they did Cinder Road, we did all those,
Cemetery.
Do
The
we want
encroachments.
that 32,000?
Right.
we did all those.
And we also did all of those when, because they were doing fewings, we improved fewings and did the. And
I mean, I don't know how much brining's gonna,
I know.
but
Or if we
I
added-
think if we went to 25, we'd probably be pretty safe. I don't know if road maintenance versus road repair is like, when you code it, when you're putting it in here, is road maintenance like re-graveling or is that road repair? I don't.
guess how would you feel that
It-
day?
it-
Or
to
where
me,
there's
it's
money
like
that
this,
day.
like, I don't know
Yeah.
That's, I just don't understand.
Well, there really shouldn't be, I would think,
Yeah.
but.
So 25, are we good with 25?
Mhm.
Okay. Cemeteries,
I don't know,
Don't think we're-
$20,000 for more tree removal. And I know that occasionally we have to cut down trees, but a couple years ago, I thought we went through and we had them and we did all the trees that were displacing stones and that. And I thought all of
You
that was
guys voted
done.
that down. Those trees weren't all removed. That's why we had that. And one tree was supposed to be removed, the one that we paid to have taken out.
this past year, because I remember that Was when I was.
Well, the one that we paid last year to get taken out was one that fell down in a storm that was
Yeah.
giant.
But it was supposed to have been cut down. That was one that was slated to be cut down.
Remember that being said, but okay. It seems like a lot. I feel like we've spent a tremendous amount of money on trees at the cemeteries over the last 5 years. I mean, but we haven't seen any kind of quotes or anything either or gotten estimates for it either, so I don't know.
Right. So do we wanna leave 20 in?
It seems like a drastic jump over the last 3 years, but I would say put 10, but I cut it in half, but I have no idea what the thought is there.
What does everybody else think?
It would be nice that if the people who are working there, like the sexton and the mower and that could kind of keep us surprised as to,
What needs to
what's
come down.
coming up and what concerns are coming up. So we could budget for them and have an idea that we're doing an accurate budget on them.
Right. Obviously go look now.
No, we can't. So it's a guess.
Right,
It's amendable. It's a working document. Always is.
right.
We could leave it the way it is for now, and if we need to move it one way or another, we could always take it down or move it up.
Mine too. I could care. I mean,
Okay, so we'll leave that at 20.
my only concern when we leave it that way high like that is that, oh, we have it budgeted, so let's just do it, even whether we don't need it or not need it, kind of attitude. I hate to see that happen.
Yeah, I doubt if that would happen. The only
We
only
like to cut
thing I
trees
could
in this
see,
township, so
the only thing I could see somebody wanting a tree cut down is if it's moving your headstone or, you know.
Pushing the body up.
Yep, right, bringing up something, because I remember, we're not supposed to be planting trees. That was one of the main rules that we had down there, because we had so many trees that were crowding things out. But I don't know where it stands now. To me, when I go through it, it seems like it's okay, but I don't know.
Right.
yeah, I thought them all, yeah. The one seems like a desert, so the cemetery,
Yeah,
there's not anything
Nothing
in
in it,
sight, yeah,
yeah.
thank goodness.
right. Are we pretty good on cemeteries then?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, planning and zoning.
I think it's that account. By the looks of it.
It has its own later, doesn't it?
It's probably where we can put the planning commission if we move it back into 101.
Right, because they did recommend us to move the planning commission into 101. And then can you make a note to add GL numbers for, the Parks and Rec also? We'll probably want to get those in the 101 also.
They're already there.
Okay.
Parks and Rec is the next step thing down.
Okay,
Wait, and maybe if there's not a way to do that, but I don't know, like,
can you reword the?
well, that's my question. Like,
Maybe
Rose
not.
spends time separating out payroll and other things that really it'd be nice if we could, and maybe maybe it can be adjusted next year too, but it'd be nice if didn't have to be broken. Like Parks isn't paying their own wages, right? It'd be nice
Right.
if we could all be done together under governing body or something, or all employees or something to simplify the process.
Probably.
That was
those
part of the way that we
probably
were talking
can be
before.
Put under 101, 101.
Right.
But as far as our departments, no. Yours, mine, and his, they can't.
Is there a reason?
They're under 101, but they're not under governing body. I think that's part of how the chart of accounts is, but
Yeah, I'm just curious. Okay,
planning
moving
commission
on.
can be put, yeah, so.
Fine.
okay.
And then you'll let me know what numbers you make what they
For
are, what they're
What not,
for,
what do you
for
want
like-
them for?
Well, like the,
Wages.
wages for, the Parks Commission,
Okay.
stuff like that. And I don't know if we need to make any numbers for, like FOIA and all those things either, if you're gonna categorize them into one. And if you do, just let me know that you're gonna put them all in one, and then we can add totals to that before next meeting, based on the wages.
So those are all, so if we don't want them under like the departments, can't those all go under the wages part-time?
Wages 101, 101.
Under the governing body, because they're things that we have to provide.
Part-time are for trustees, so they would have to have a separate, like 704.004.
Do they have to be,
And we could-
separated by
we could-
themselves?
We could include them all together, like
Right,
FOIA, cemetery.
right, like I think they should all
We
be,
we could put those under that umbrella there,
Okay.
but we can't put them under the trustees' wage.
why, is that has to by law or by?
I'm not
or
sure,
thing?
because I never set, these numbers were set up by the
Right,
treasurer
that's what I'm saying.
before, and
Right,
had no idea what she was doing.
Actually, you'll have to look
Because
at
I
the
did-
uniform chart of accounts and see
So,
what you can put where. 'cause
well, you
it's
don't have to
necessary.
use, I mean, right, but you don't have to use every line.
Right.
Right,
Because those
yeah,
two
but
are
you gotta be
designed for
within
like
this
Detroit,
range of
right,
numbers,
yep,
yeah.
you do.
We
If
could
you're gonna use
combine.
them, I mean, right, if you're gonna make a line item, you have to use one of their line items.
Right.
Yeah.
So just let me know what those changes are, and then I can put the correct dollar amounts.
Are we done?
So we're on page 5.
We should be done.
We are on page 5.
I have a question on the Parks and Rec under 934. We've got equipment upgrades, Inland Park, potential dead oak removal and land robe, and there's nothing there.
You got $60,000.
That's his
$60,000.
note. That's his
So
note.
every time there's a number with, and
Okay.
then next to it, there's writing,
See,
where
this
it's
is his
kind of
note for
darkened,
this
that'll
department.
be my note.
Oh,
So
so
Ted
so it's
wanted-
actually 60,000?
Potential removal, but
Gotcha.
we also need playground
know.
equipment, wood chips, a lot of stuff at
Yep.
the park there, so I don't know if 60,000 is enough for all of that. If you guys recall, we had 3 quotes for the, shredded tires and stuff, which I don't think we need to go that route. But that was in like the 100+ K zone, so wood chips are gonna be less. I don't know if 60 is enough.
I say it's a good place to start, because if we truly are gonna put together a Parks Commission, half the year is gonna be spent just coming up with a plan, so we're not gonna have time to spend that much money or order that much things,
Okay.
right?
I mean, if you do,
I mean, but, and also, I don't know I think first we need to have a plan. I
right,
think there needs to be a clear plan, and also possibly somebody like with park design coming in and doing, like, we too many times just, oh yeah, this sounds good, we'll just throw it right here. Or yeah, that,
but I do think like for the playground equipment area, that the wood chips, like when you guys are deciding what to do, would be good for the playground equipment, just for like safety purposes.
there are certain
Because there's, like-
requirements for schools for wood chips, so
Right.
we might have to follow that, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and because there's hardly any wood chips there.
No,
So,
there should be something.
Yeah, so leave it at 60.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it's a good starting point. We have not come close to using what for last year, and it can be amended if we find a project we really want to do.
Okay. Events committee,
There's been a lot of chatter in over the last 3 or 4 months on the MTA discussion boards, and several people have quoted several MCLs that say we cannot hold community events that aren't fundraised to pay for. But I did Google it to see before this budget meeting, and it's vague. Like they say, if you can, if it's for everybody and if it's for a purpose, right? Like they do kind of make it sound like it has to be like a health purpose, or it has to be this kind of purpose. So it's a toss up to me. I couldn't come up with a solid answer of whether
It
It's,
should be
We
funded.
should be,
it
if we
should
can
be
fund it
funded or
enough.
not
I know,
funded.
like Blair Township, where my dad's a trustee, they did Easter egg hunts for.
Right, we've done them
community
too.
and Stuff,
Yeah.
so.
So, but
Maybe go on.
here's
wasn't
one
a
thing you will
committee
learn,
that did it
yeah,
before.
yeah. Here, there, you'll learn that, like, when we did the compensation committee thing, there's probably not a township around that follows the letter of the law of how you pay. So, because they lump in all these side duties, like we always have here, under the salary, but you can't, you really shouldn't do that because you can't hold somebody accountable to those jobs then.
I have
So
a
do-
question for transportation. $500 for transportation for the events committee? Why?
Because he just threw a number in there.
So we had
Go pick up
$200
supplies and
last year,
Oh,
this for, yeah, picking up supplies. I mean, they didn't use any of it last year, I don't know if they're gonna need it this year.
Can you combine that with the Parks and Recreation Department? Or the Parks and Recreation
So-
Commission?
Do they really need $3,500
For what? Well,
supplies.
for
we
supplies?
did do,
Well,
we did
that's-
do various, I mean, I guess that would really be a question for Ryan, and so I would suggest leaving it there for now, because
So another thing.
Ryan
this
had
summer was
big
nice, and
plans when he first joined the events committee,
Oh.
right? So, and also, can we put that in with the Parks Committee? I don't see a reason not to.
Yeah.
If it's not, and because you could say the Parks Committee is holding an event for all of the township, it doesn't
Because
have
it
to be
says
under events.
Parks and Recreation, and to me, recreation means.
And it might be easier to get more volunteers to participate that way too. So I know Ryan just had the events committee meeting where he said he was gonna discuss that possibility, but I don't know if anybody showed up.
So do we wanna take the events committee of 3,500 and $5,000 and move that up into the Parks and Recreation Department?
I say we leave it for now.
Let's leave it, yeah,
Okay,
let's
And
wait until
let's
after
talk
the
to
budget,
him
because
and
then we
let's,
can
yeah.
move it after we do the budget too.
okay.
Where aren't we doing the budget?
After
After it's approved.
after we do the budget, then we can move it into, we can change it and
We
move
can
it into
move it
more.
if necessary.
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Instead of doing too many things at one time.
And then
Yeah.
I'll make sure all the budget balances for each fund too, just so you guys know. So right now it's not because I knew we were gonna be,
Oh, okay, cause
Moving
I
a
got
lot of
notes
numbers.
for that in here too.
but we'll make a balance and then,
Okay.
Okay, I've got a question on Department 966 transfers out.
Those don't exist anymore.
Those don't exist? Okay, so we can scratch those lines.
Mhm.
You,
5.
Page that we were just on.
okay,
And they'll be on there when I print this, just because they're in there.
okay.
So there's
So
a lot of them I'm going through, like 0, 0, 0.
so now we're on page 6 out of 10.
Learn. If you call BSNA, they'll tell you how to remove those over the phone.
Yeah,
So you can make this much simpler.
I just don't know if I wanna remove them in case somebody decides to come in after.
You just make them
we're all
inactive
gone.
then, and then they'll come, then
Okay.
you can make them inactive and
So all the
invisible,
zeros,
and
just
then,
make 'em-
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Definitely shorten it up.
Mhm.
Page 6 is okay as is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yay. Page
7
7
is.
is saying, right, we're just flying now.
Well, unless you want to discuss that fund, because
No.
we did talk about closing
Up at
that fund.
$2.
And
With that's interest that it's earning, because literally it's been making 58 cents per quarter. Well, here's the thing, Ben,
$2.
so it is it's a special fund set up for perpetual care for the cemeteries. It's supposed to be able to support many cemeteries at one time went bankrupt, and so the state required you to set up this perpetual care account to help cut trees down. And, but then they took that requirement away, but there are still requirements in place that will only allow you to shut that account down or move the money out of that account by certain ways. And it's very technical, and they advised us to leave it until we had a lot of free time to worry about it.
Gotcha.
And I've sent the information to the auditor, and he will work with best to get that taken.
So we did discuss closing that account so that $2 pages can go away too.
Yeah,
And I can't even move it to something more interest drawing from my
Right.
understanding without
Right,
following these rules.
right.
so I found everything necessary and sent it to Richard, and he said he will see what we can or cannot do with that account, so.
Page 8 is good.
Estimated revenues,
Well, so I have on here that we have to add budgeted use of fund balance because we don't balance on here. But if he's gonna go through and he's gonna fix those things, then they're probably changed because we made corrections anyway.
Right.
So because of the having to balance, so.
Roads, streets, bridges, are we moving on to that?
I don't know, I have this note, I haven't figured out what it means yet. It does mean something. Budgeted use of fund balance.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
wrote this, but because we are at a negative here, so I wrote this
Right.
here. But you're gonna fix that in, oh, these are the fund balances for the roads. That's what I wrote that.
Yeah.
But you have, this is because we have two spots of roads. Okay. So I don't think we have to change
And with
anything there.
this, we're, we're gonna be spending that whatever $1,000, once it's at the end with 162 on that. And then they did say that if there was any roads that need to be gravelled or whatever, they're full of potholes or to bring it up so that the crown goes off, so water drains, so it's not
Good.
pulling. They would give us some road recommendations to do it, so we should have some extra.
We can't spend any of their money for the next 3 years, right? Because we're already pre-spending the
'Cause we're gonna
road
already use
commissions.
it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like with this 200,000, do we wanna put the money in to do that bridge? Do we not? Right now, do we wanna wait another year? Do we wanna take this?
Is the bridge a road commission decision? Is that an engineering decision? Whose decision is
So,
that?
it's to be inspected by MDOT, which I don't think that would happen until the spring. I don't think either way the bridge is gonna happen this year.
And nobody can guarantee a lifespan left of it either, so,
Right, until it's inspected,
Right.
yeah,
So they fall into the river.
right?
yeah. We'll leave that at 200,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dayton's got his pretty much. Are we gonna,
Well, I have some questions on Dayton's budget.
yeah, I was just gonna, but go ahead.
They're not questions regarding your money at all, believe it or not. I just noticed this on here, and this is more, so there's a chargeback line on here.
Where are you at? What line?
I'm all the way down towards the bottom of his thing, so this
Okay.
is your revenue page, right? I'm on page 11.
Okay.
So down here, 206-336-9,
Don't know.
40.
59,
not 5,
959.
yeah, she's got it, 000, chargebacks. There should be money there. This is the revenues page, correct?
No,
No, that's
Oh,
expenditure.
that's right, okay.
And number,
But we have to pay out chargebacks.
What's chargebacks, I guess?
We have to pay out chargebacks, so there should be costs in here. So that means that, so chargebacks are, when we get bills monthly, sometimes it depends on when they come in. We get bills from the county treasurer's office for chargebacks. So chargebacks are, when they close out our tax account, Kelly sends us a large check to pay off the people who haven't paid their taxes to us. And then somebody pays and it's different for some reason than what was assessed. It's for when Kelly's paid us money and somebody has a veteran's exemption. So we get a list from her on that bill that says, you owe us back $50 from the fire equipment millage. You owe us back $100 from the fire operating. You owe us $25 from the roads. And then also, then it tells us what we owe back from the operating. So this should, we have definitely had over, since 2023, chargebacks, and there's not a dime taken back from here, which means that money's all being taken from the general fund.
So how much would we?
Oh, I would have to put, you've got all the receipts from the county. Those are all accounts payable receipts. So and I'm not gonna go back.
No, I'm saying
that
how
money,
much should we put in there then?
but I mean, there's been times we've had $1,000 bill. There's been times we've had, I mean, it varies. It's drastically varies. Sometimes we've had a 20, or you probably know them better than me, because they get
Been a
paid through
while since I've
accounts
seen
payable.
one, so.
We just paid one
Charge
a month
back.
ago.
Charge back.
Yeah, they're chargebacks.
Didn't say it on there. I have to look at it.
All the bills that come from the county and then they say on there, they're chargebacks. I mean, I would say $3,500. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it is, I mean, it really should
Just
be
from the fire
taken. We have to monitor millages correctly, and roads too. There's not one on the roads either.
So we wanna put $3,500 in chargebacks then?
That's fine.
For Dayton,
That's
probably.
Totally for the 206, and then we're gonna have to do it for the equipment fund too. Right? But let's stay on this one. That's fine.
And then we also need to
Yeah,
take,
it's gonna be just, yeah, it's good, so it's the chargebacks on your millages, there's gonna be one for operating and one for the,
Oh, we're on
equipment,
this one,
correct.
so
and
that's
then
fine.
there's also one on the road millage as well.
That's not mine, I don't.
No.
line,
I can look those up, Ben, and get them back to you.
Chargebacks.
okay,
Chargebacks for a general, for a 101 is $1,000.
Where are they, how are they getting paid? Cause I know they're more than that.
And the activity's been $89 for this year. Probably total they are.
But they must be coming out of a different fund number then, because there's definitely more than that have gone back.
line number
So that's for,
940 needs to be taken to zero.
for what,
Rent.
That's the rent.
oh, we're in 206.
Yeah, you're way ahead still.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
okay.
No, no, I'm talking about Dayton.
Oh.
And 995 as well.
I'm good with paying $8,000 for utilities.
Why,
For-
that covered all of our utilities. so
No,
far.
no. Before it was 15,740.
Now, wait a minute, if we can't charge you rent, how can we charge you utilities?
Because I'm using your utilities. You can
But you're
say
using
that.
our space.
Hold on, this is all new to me. I didn't know this, that he was bringing that up about the rent. But he said if you can document it, right?
Right.
So you can document that you're charging me electricity. I'm using
But we
electricity.
can't document the difference between the power cords in there and the
Yeah,
power
here.
cords in here.
Oh, okay.
It-
Oh,
it-
now I get that.
That $8,000 will cover the expenses for the entire building. Not just
No, the note here
for the
is,
rent. I mean, for the utilities.
that's not true. We
Oh.
pay $1,000 a month in electric between all the electric through the,
Oh, I had, no. I had DTE and Cherryland Electric were, okay, it was 13,000. One was 8 and one was 5.
I guess I'm not understanding if that's not, if that, like, why can we charge him for utilities?
No, I maybe we
Yeah,
can, but I was just,
Separate it, you're right.
right, that's fine.
Because utilities isn't rent.
But if we can't,
And I asked our auditor, are there any other areas that raise a red flag to you? And he said that one and then the sheriff department, fire department. He said those were the only two
Yeah,
that raised
say that
red
again.
flag.
And that was what I was that's what I was considering the utilities, but I didn't know
The
that.
sheriff department, fire department. He said, what is
Till we
that?
get him on a separate meter, I guess that's, well,
wait, he just said it's okay to charge him utilities.
The auditor didn't have any red flags towards that because he's
I
like.
guess it really still
But
doesn't
that's why
make
you
sense
said
to
you
me,
can't
though.
charge him rent, cause it's like you're already charging him utilities, you can't charge him rent, what does that number go for? It can't be
If
both.
you rented a building, you pay both, right?
I know, but he's already
I-
paid utilities, but we can't say that because the township owns it. The township names are on those fire trucks. Technically, we own all that stuff.
Well, the
but-
township's names are on those electric bills,
Right.
so I guess we can't charge them utilities.
Well, I'm just saying that wasn't a red flag. I don't know.
We're going round and round in circles.
Okay, and I would like to comment by.
I know. But let's get out of here.
Okay.
So that one's going to 0 too, or?
No, he said that one's fine to charge you.
We're gonna keep.
So we're gonna move the 24,000 into the utilities.
We've already gave 36, don't take any more.
Okay, so I can have my numbers right. So the
Chargebacks,
940 is going to 0.
correct,
The chargeback's going to 35.
correct.
And then the
Sheriff
the
department
sheriff
stays at
8,000. Okay,
Which is down from last year of the 15,740.
correct.
So add the 24,000 for lost rent
Okay,
to the utility.
Okay, we go on, we go on.
flip the page.
We're on to page 12.
Just interest and dividends.
We're okay on
There
12?
hasn't been anything.
Perfect. We're okay on 13?
That's
Yeah.
what he's doing.
You're gonna be. I got it.
I don't have anything until 6. Oh, which, if
Real
you're,
Property tax.
16 and 17, I have just the negative, and so needs to have money from fund balance, but you're gonna correct that on your own
Which one?
afterwards. On 16 and 17. I mean, they're together,
Oh,
I
you're
mean,
way
that,
ahead of
but you're gonna take
Yeah,
care of those, so I don't have to worry about
Yeah,
that.
I'll take care of all the negatives.
214.
So what page are we on now?
We're at the last one, 19.
We'll do
Yeah, I thought we were
214,
at 17.
701.
I didn't have anything to write.
I
Did you
don't have
guys?
anything on 17.
Okay,
I do.
What do you
what
have?
do you have?
Number 801, professional contractual planner. I don't see that they're gonna be done in March,
Yeah, they're not.
so I don't think $5,000 is gonna cover that.
But we don't have a time frame to what to amend that to of how long that's gonna take.
Right.
And his note in here is continuation of master plan work beyond April of 26.
And is our contract with Sarah only good through April of 26?
No, it's for the master plan. From what? It's
There's
not,
no
I don't-
time on it.
I don't think
I
so.
thought there was something in there about taking,
I mean,
or
it's something
beyond.
we can check on and then bring it back next.
because if
month.
we're not doing our end of the bargain and we've canceling meetings and we keep extending it out because of that, I'm just saying if we were doing those things, I can't imagine she doesn't have a cutoff point because she is out there taking new jobs.
Right.
So I would imagine she's gonna charge us a fee, or if you're not done by this date. 'Cause anybody in that kind of business would have to do that.
Right. So,
Check on that, Ben, and then bring it back next month and do the budget itself.
And really, if
I don't know how
we're,
there's a way
It's
to
gonna
tell
be a
that,
guess.
'cause
Yeah,
they
it's gonna
have-
be-
Well, I didn't know if you wanted
no,
to look
she's
at
got
the
a
contract.
contract.
Just
So
a
that's what would
contract.
be in the contract.
Who has the
Oh.
contract?
Should be in your office.
Should be in the planning commission's folder, so yeah, we've got, the contract is in the folder.
Okay, so we can check
The
on that. Do we
contract
wanna
folder, so yeah.
just leave it at 5 for now and check on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Start this though.
I mean, we can do it the other way too. We can raise it up and then lower it down if it doesn't get any extra money. Whatever you want. And also, the planning commission gets, like, they only have to meet quarterly unless
Right,
they're working on the
exactly.
master plan, so there's
Right.
more money there.
Right.
For
Any-
zoning board of appeals, can we add an education line, because they are supposed to be getting educated.
Yeah, I thought we had one, cause we had one.
Not for
Wait.
ZBA.
Yeah.
I thought that one was lumped together.
No, zoning board of appeals is not.
Can't-
They're a 722 and planning and zoning is a 701.
Can't we just put them two under miscellaneous wages?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
And the other ones, but
And how many are in zoning board of appeals? Are there 5 or
Three.
3?
three.
3?
And we have to train them even though they
4 county meetings.
don't really
Even
ever
if they don't
happen.
meet, they should go once a year to
Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
All of the planning commission, yeah.
So you'll add a line for that. let me
I,
know.
yep, I will,
How
I
much
have
money
it.
do we wanna put in there?
3 people, I don't know.
600?
Well, have they been doing training all along?
No, because nobody's enforced it. And I've tried telling Dave, I said, your zoning board needs to have training.
But the zoning board appeals, isn't that the group that I've heard that hasn't met in like 10 years or have?
It's
hasn't
been
used it?
about 5.
Cause I know Evan's on there,
Is it Marion?
Paul Huffman's
Paul
on there.
So here's the
Three.
thing, so so only if you're appealing whether you don't like our ordinance, do you
No,
use that,
if
correct?
they appeal what the planning commission, if the planning commission denies
Yeah,
their use, they can appeal that.
right.
And that's why planning commission member is on that board as well. That's who it is. One of the planning commissioners
Oh.
is supposed to be on there. I don't know which one it was. I thought it was Mary Dew, but then she's not with us anymore.
So somebody's supposed to be on there?
Planning commission is a member because they take the information from the planning commission to the members of the ZBA.
They explain
And
what
then
happened.
he
why
will
it
take
was-
it back to the planning commission.
Yeah, why it was denied, so.
Yeah, yeah.
So everybody understands. So yeah,
Okay.
So I don't know what you want to put in there for him.
I'd say 600 for,
Okay.
education purpose, what do you call it, training.
So that was not how that was explained, explained to me in the past, that's, okay. Huh. Interesting.
So we're good with zoning board of appeals.
Page 18. I don't have anything on 18, do you?
Nope, 18's good, 19.
And again, there's no transfers in, so I can put a line through that. Okay. Oh my goodness, we're on page 20.
Note on page 19 about, but that's, if we, that, just the Michigan class and the one from that.
This, nothing needs to be there. Are
Pretty
we
good?
done?
We're
It's only 9:35.
I just have, one question for Dayton. So the one fund that we have for the fire department, this is just on the downsides and thing. The one fund for there, do you use that specifically for special purpose, like for
So which fund?
402?
402. Like, for equipment replacement fund, so.
But how is that one funded compared to the other one? It's not funded by the millage, so.
No, so cost recovery went into it. So Cutway, I think it was Cutway. When cost recovery fees, we enacted cost recovery.
But we don't do that anymore, right?
Yes, we do.
We haven't had one in.
I know we haven't had one.
4
I
years.
just sent out 2 bills, or just
Okay.
sent 2 for them to send for, cause we just had a couple accidents that were non-township people. And, so they'll get it. A lot of times it was a lot of the power line stuff, waiting hours for Cherry Land to get there.
So we bill people for going to an accident scene if they're not our residents?
We even bill residents too, if an accident stuff, yes, and it goes to their insurance
Only
company.
the insurance portion.
Yeah, and
We
then
never pay the.
same way with house fires and stuff
Do
like
we
that.
ever get money back?
Yeah. Yep.
Where's that money going? Cause
To
they're,
the 402, when it goes, so a lot of times
Don't pay.
our insurance companies lately have been denying them. So then it comes back and then we can send that person a bill directly, not me, but that company, the Cost Recovery USA. And if it's a township resident, I tell them not to send. If their car insurance didn't pay for it, and it's a township resident, I tell them don't send them a bill,
cause we haven't taken any money into that fund since 2023,
which shouldn't
the
be.
cost recovery.
There should have been money last year. So either checks came in and they didn't get put in the right place or what, because we did have some. I'll have to look in the program and see. But there's a lot of them that haven't been because they've been township residents, and if their insurance doesn't pay, why send them a bill? They're already paying taxes. But we do that for, like, if Partial had a fire, we would bill them. A lot of times their insurance company pays that, right? Same way with their home insurance, you guaranteed $500 most of the time. If the insurance company then denies it, I'm not gonna have them send you a bill because you already pay taxes. But car accidents, yes, we just had to use hydraulic tools on somebody to get them out of their car the other day. They're getting a bill. So it's to help offset and recoup cost of the fire department.
So,
What that was set up.
okay, that makes sense, except for, last question regarding that. So wasn't that what the, ambulance people used to do until they found it beneficial that they billed everybody to keep costs down for everybody?
What do you mean?
The EMS drivers, isn't that what they told us when they were here? Now they bill everybody if you
everybody.
use them.
You have to, yes, they bill everybody for every call that they go on.
So,
Or maybe not every call, because lift assist, stuff like that, last I knew didn't get billed, they might have changed their things, but yes, they bill them for the treatment, right? You ride in the ambulance, you're getting billed for that. We're paying for the hazardous cleanup, the extrication, that kind of stuff. So we have an ordinance for that, for the cost recovery. I cannot.
but you said you bill insurance, and if the insurance pays it, you take the money.
Correct.
But if the insurance doesn't, you just throw that bill away.
They contact me,
The
if it's a
residents.
township resident, then I tell them, don't worry about it.
If the people, okay. So who's actually mailing those bills out?
Cost recovery. The billing company.
Do we pay a program for that?
Not a program, it's online, but yes, they get some money off the top. So for a car accident, it's like $478. And so it's split two ways, because Michigan's a no fault, right? If it's two vehicles. So it's what, I think we get paid $217 total. So 478, 217 and 217's for something, so they get, I can't remember the actual money off the top that they get. It's been a while. So they charge a percentage of that.
I'm just curious, cause I really am, I'm just curious, cause of how that works. So if you're in a car accident and my insurance doesn't pay it, you could technically send me a bill.
Correct. I would.
You're just
yeah, I
choosing
could-
not to, cause I'm already paying.
Correct, you're
But
already
if you
paying.
sent me a bill and you said everybody who would bill along the lines of what the ambulance does, you pay for what you use in the general benefit of all of your community by helping offset that cost of everything.
Say that again.
So that's what they said, right? They can keep
I
their
don't know.
costs lower down, it's like in their millages, because you pay when you use, right? You get billed when you use. So if your insurance company doesn't pay your, so for instance, I went in an ambulance in Traverse City.
Okay.
I got billed $11. That's my total bill. And, because my insurance, and I don't live in Traverse City, paid a large portion. They paid a lot on my thing, cause I had whatever, several procedures. If they hadn't paid that ambulance would have still billed me, correct?
I don't know. I don't know.
Cause I'm not a resident.
What are you trying to get out of this conversation?
I just was asking, you guys can go, we can leave, I was just having a question.
Well, we still have
Yeah.
Jay.
Go.
We still have Jay.
What was I trying to, I was just trying to understand the cost recovery
Okay.
process.
That is all getting late.
All right, let's go.
Approved hotel stay for Frankenmuth.
Oh, yeah, we did add that. So as I stated, I happened to be looking up different things on, for the budget, and we did not approve hotel stay. We did pay for Ted. We have to correct that mistake. Move to approve hotel stay from January 12th, 2026 to January 14th, 2026 for board member to attend MTA conference in Frankenmuth.
I'll second.
Perfect. Done.
I second it. Is there any discussion?
You have to do it by roll call.
Yes.
Money.
No discussion. Can you take roll call, please, Rose?
Zelinski,
Yes.
Sights,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Nelson excused, Miller,
Yes.
Reports. I don't know if anybody has any questions on any of them.
I just asked that we, yeah.
We'll list them.
Rosemary said something to me last month. I couldn't remember what it was. She asked me, suggested about those reports. So I just left it blank and I figured she'll tell me what her suggestion was, because I can't remember what it
You were
was.
missing some of them. And now this month you're missing all of them.
They're in here, but they're not in here on the
Right,
paper.
so if somebody just looks at the agenda,
Yeah,
they're not gonna know.
so I was trying to remember what you told me and I'm like, what you suggested or what happened and I couldn't, so.
So can we add them to the drafts?
Yes,
Okay, that
yes.
was my question. Make a motion to
Is
adjourn.
there any other business? Not so quick. Is there any other business to come before the board?
No.
Public comment is open at
Oh,
9:44.
Oh, you're not gonna cheat me out of my 3 minutes.
I don't think it's gonna be as long as we were.
Okay. I'm seeing how the generators are concerned for us as a township. Somebody got a big pay raise. Maybe they should pay like 3/4 for the new one and we pay 25%. Split the cost, seeing how they worry about their garage doors opening. I'm not gonna mention Dayton's name.
wait,
I didn't get a pay raise.
It was a joke.
You just got 36,500
budget.
Well,
20
that's
bucks.
money added to my budget, but I didn't get a pay raise.
I know you didn't, but
Can't we just
so,
justify?
okay, that's, no, wait a minute. Now, the other thing I wanna bring up is, you know, I know that Governor Snyder's making all these casinos pay, otherwise he wouldn't let them open. Percentage of their,
You mean Whitmer?
no, it was Snyder that did it.
Oh.
He
Oh, that's
to
right.
open the casinos, they gotta get back a certain percentage of money. And I know that some of these casinos up here, some of the Native American tribes have paid for bridges. One on Burton Mill Road, I think one by Lake Ann Road. Maybe they could do the Funes Road. We put in ask for a grant, maybe we can get some money from them. And I know they've done things for the veterans and they put in the park in Benzie County, you know, the building and stuff, so. That's fun. I'll tell you a little story. It's kind of morbid, but I was in shock when I heard it. There was a cemetery, a high profile Native American, or not Native American, an Afro-American cemetery, history, huge history, back hundreds of years. These people out there that were running that cemetery were taking 100 years, some people's, and just digging them up and throwing them out so they could get the newer people in there because of the prestigious values, and they got caught. There was like 16 of them. What a bunch of schmucks. Yeah, they were just taking, nobody's coming to see them, so they dig them up, throw them out back in the pile. Oh, well, it was a good meeting. I had a hard time sitting still with budget. I showed it.
Cemeteries, are you gonna do anything with, sign for Stagecoach?
planning on it. No.
There's not a line of budget, line item for cemetery maintenance.
No, but we can just put under building grounds, like.
Put it under tree cutting.
Something like that. Do we have any more public comment?
No, thank you.
Yep, public comments closed at 9:47. Do we have any announcements? Second, any discussion?
Good job,
Can you
everybody.
take, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
9:47 or 9:48?
9:48. I wasn't so bad for as much.
Oh, yeah.